Live from Cubeta Stadium in downtown Stamford, it's varsity baseball on the DAF Media Network tonight. It's the championship game of the FCIAC tournament between the 2 seed Staples and the 4 seed Darien. Hi, everybody. I'm Damian Andrews. So glad you could be with us on this DAF Media broadcast of varsity baseball. Joining me tonight, Marty Ross. And Marty, this should be a good matchup between two of really the premier heavyweights in the FCIAC over the last several seasons.
Most definitely, Damien. This is an exciting game for both teams here. Long-standing history for both clubs, and it should be a good night for all.
Want to give a shout out to our entire DAF Media production crew for making this possible. Our director, Ethan Haas, our camera operators, Chris Eggs Benedict and Graydon Overbeck, and Peter McLean. And we are so thrilled to bring this to you. Didn't know if this was going to happen earlier this afternoon, but here we are live on the DAF Media Network. We're just about ready for first pitch. And the pitcher for Staples is Russell Krause. This is a Staples team with a number of players who played on that Little League World Series team out of Westport a few years back. And they have stayed together, Marty, and here they are in the FCIAC championship game for the second straight season.
Yeah, there's 4 guys on the team from Staples that were on that World Series team, Little League World Series. And what's interesting, too, is many of the Darien guys, our seniors, played against them as well during the district play. So it's a little repeat coming back to play against these guys. We played them once this season, took a loss, but this should be a fun night here for everybody. Stepping up, we have Justin Jordan. We're getting ready for first pitch here.
Marty, I stand corrected. I said Staples was in this game last year. They were not. They did, however, win the Class Double-L state championship. And Jack McFarland, their head coach, longtime head coach, has done a terrific job with the Staples program. They're one of those teams that year in and year out at the top of the FCIAC standings. Again, we are live on the DAF Media Network, about ready for first pitch. Justin Jordan leading things off for Darien.
First pitch ball to Justin. Got him on a strike there, so we have 1-1. Justin Jordan at the plate for Darien.
Russell Krause, the right-hander, big right-hander on the bump, number 32, a junior. That is high, 2-1 the count to Justin Jordan. JJ, a big part of this Darien team, a big reason why they are here in this championship game of the FCIAC tournament.
Justin, it's a fly ball, foul territory.
And a nice catch.
Left field line there. Catcher, the left fielder crossed into a lot of space out there on the left field line, so there's a lot of area to cover, and he made the grab on that one for 1 out.
The shortstop, Henry Williams.
Chris Durbel, the left fielder, made that catch. I'm sorry, he's the center fielder. Adam Petro, the left fielder, made the catch for Staples.
Henry Williams at the plate, takes strike 1. Many of you know the first game of the playoffs, Henry was the pitcher against Trumbull where he threw a 1-hitter.
Threw a 1-hitter. Ben Farrow of Trumbull threw a no-hitter and takes the loss.
Takes the loss.
So a heartbreaking loss there in the FCIAC quarterfinals for Trumbull. Farrow, who's headed to Stony Brook, pitched masterfully in that game.
He did. Ooh.
And that is strike 3, a called third strike, and Henry Williams is down on strikes.
Designated hitter, Sean O'Malley.
So number 9, Sean O'Malley coming to the plate, big lefty hitter. He's a senior. He'll be going to Salve Regina to play baseball, and he's the DH tonight. Foul ball back for strike 1 on Sean.
Great job on that fly ball. That's exactly how you do it. You can go even tighter as it's happening, okay? Once you establish
many of us recall that when Sean was a sophomore, he had that instrumental hit against Trumbull in the FCIAC final game. So let's hope we can see a repeat performance tonight from the Darien Blue Wave.
Again, we are live on the DAF Media Network. Damian Andrew, Marty Ross joining you. Thanks for joining us. Sean O'Malley at the plate. And that's a ground ball, or a hard hit ball up the middle, and
second to first.
Second to first. And that'll do it. So a 1-2-3 inning for the Staples Wreckers as Darien goes down in order. Kraus got a piece of that ball, knocked it down.
Still made its way. It was that slow move or two towards the second base bag there, which can always be tough for the infielders to cover that territory to get over to it, but they made a nice play.
So on the bump for Darien to start this championship game is Justin Vandegraff, and he has pitched well this season for the Blue Wave in spots.
You know, Justin is another one of our seniors. We have 11 seniors. The Darien Blue Wave has 11 seniors on the team. Basically, the number 3 pitcher, Henry Williams, Justin Jordan, and then Justin Vandegraff. All of them have showed up pretty well during the season this year, and hoping for good things tonight from Justin Vandegraff as well.
Record only 3-4 is Vandegraff's record, but pitched well later in the season. A couple of games that we did on the DAF Media Network.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, this time we were talking about it at our last broadcast, you know, deep into the season now. Their arms are stronger and they can go the distance. But I would think tonight you're going to see both coaches using their bench pretty heavily with pitchers as we get into the game, go deep into the 7 innings.
An absolutely beautiful night here in Stamford, Connecticut. Cubeta Stadium. Haven't been in this old ballpark in a long time, but this is a great old ballpark.
Well, you know,
great sight lines.
Yeah, previously we played this game over at Harbor Yard, and obviously there's some changes going on there. Harbor Yard is no longer a baseball stadium. So it's nice to see that they've really fixed Cubeta up, and it looks really nice out there. Nice green grass, and good night for baseball.
We were talking in our last baseball live stream about how this game has played for the last several years at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. That has all changed. No more Bluefish, no more FCIAC semifinals and championship game there. Being their new home this season is Cubeta Stadium here in Stamford, and it is a real gem in the city that works.
Right. The Bridgeport Bluefish are headed to High Point, North Carolina, so a little bit different atmosphere than playing up here in the Northeast, but certainly they'll be missed.
Leading off the Wreckers, center fielder Chris Durble.
So Chris Durble will lead things off for Staples, the one hitter, the center fielder, and again, he was one of those Westport kids that played in the Little League World Series a few years back.
Right.
Joining us on the broadcast, Jim Batson. So happy to have Jim with us.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
And as I've said to our viewers, we're lucky to be on the air, but here we are for the FCIAC championship game between Darien and Staples. Bottom of the first, no score, and the first pitch from Vandegraff is a strike.
First pitch strikes are always a great way to start. Fouls it with the second one. (0-2) on Chris Durble. Got him swinging.
And he strikes him out. So Vandegraff makes quick work of Durble.
Justin Vandegraff's great change of speed pitcher. Really does a phenomenal job of that. He's got a good fastball, got a great curveball, but really I think his greatest strength is both his ability to change speeds and his poise on the mound.
First baseman Chad Knight is up, and many of you listeners will recall Chad being one of the major pitchers on that Westport Little League team that went to the Little League World Series.
And that first pitch there is a ball. And the umpire calls time. Apparently wants some of the Staples players to get back in the dugout.
I mean, we have had so much bad weather the last few weeks. You couldn't ask for a better night for this FCIAC championship game here at Cubeta. And, of course, Chad Knight will eventually join Henry Williams at Duke. Both have committed to play for the Blue Devils.
Right.
There's another ball there from Justin Vandergraaf. Yeah, last night and tonight, really ideal baseball weather.
Fouls that one back. Yeah, you guys were both here last night. I was not here. I was up. We were broadcasting the semifinals of the FCIAC boys volleyball tournament between Darien and Ridgefield. Ridgefield won that. They move on to play Staples tomorrow night in the championship match at Fairfield Ludlow. And I tell you one thing, weather-wise, I would have rather been outdoors because it was stuffy and hot in that Ludlow gym. But a great atmosphere up there nonetheless.
Yeah, it was beautiful here. There's another ball, so the count's now 3-1. And there's ball 4.
And he walks Knight. So Chad Knight is aboard. Chad Knight, great kid. Had the chance to cover him and the rest of his teammates from that Westport Little League team that made it to Williamsport. And what a thrill that must have been. Pretty good young career so far for Chad Knight and some of these guys. Playing the Little League World Series. Now you're in the FCIAC Finals. You won a state championship.
Last year.
Class double-L last year.
And that game was a win over Amity, which is a long-standing dominant team in the state championship. So
I believe coming into that championship, Amity had won 4 straight.
That's correct.
State titles. So Knight aboard at first.
Yeah, I was thinking it wasn't the worst thing in the world for Chad Knight to get a walk there last night. He had an opposite field home run. He's certainly got a lot of power and the ability to get more than one base in an at-bat.
No doubt. And not a bad pitcher either.
1-1 to count to Drew Rogers here, the number 3 batter for Staples. Chad Knight on first. Moderate lead.
Thinking Justin may have a little bit of nerves here. The last several pitches have been out of the zone.
Yeah, a little high, and I think the excitement. We have a decent crowd here at Cubeta Field tonight.
Oh, what a great play. Henry Williams gets the lead runner at second. That was phenomenal. I thought that was for sure a shot up the middle, but Henry playing close to the bag makes the play and flips it to
Nick Conti.
For the out, but no chance for the double play there.
Got the lead runner. That was one of those hits that went up the middle, as you said, Jim, and very close to getting through. So good play by Henry there. Henry to Nick Conti for the out.
Henry made like the first 6 outs the game yesterday. It seemed like every ball was hit to him over the first couple innings.
This is Matt Stone up, the catcher for Staples. Number 4 hitter.
I want to thank everybody again for joining us on this DAF Media broadcast of the championship game, the FCIAC baseball tournament. Pitch is high from Vandergraaf. Did not know earlier today if we were going to be able to get on with this live stream, but here we are, and we're so happy to bring this to you. Damian Andrew, Marty Ross,
the runner
Jim
goes.
Batson.
Here comes the throw from Arthur Xanthos down to second. He's in safely there.
And he is in, so Knight steals second. I'm sorry, Drew Rogers.
Yeah, we had the play there was that fielder's choice up the middle hit that Henry Williams got Knight out at second, and that was Rogers taking the steal down to second.
That's what happens when you walk away from the mic and
Damon, have no fear. Jim and I have your back.
There's a little flare. That's going to be a tough play for the first baseman. Harry Rahill can't get there, but he picks up the ball. The runner's going to score. That's the Bermuda Triangle there. Too far for the first baseman to reach, but no chance for the the right fielder or the second baseman to get there.
Just bloops in. Nice effort from Rahill. Playing first base again tonight for the Blue Wave.
Rogers scored from second base there.
Shortstop, Max Popkin.
Shortstop number 6, Max Popkin, is up. Another member of that World Series team.
There's a called strike. Now the count's 1-1.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. Oh, that
There's a high pop, almost
spot.
the same location. Finn Batson racing in. Can't quite get there, but the ball lands foul. Ton of foul territory here at Cubeta Field.
Yeah, the space here is unbelievable between the foul line and the stands, so it's a lot of territory. You have to have some speed out in the corners. One and two to the account to Max Popkin. 2 outs, 1-0 Staples.
That pitch just up.
Yeah,
Close.
Little high, almost at the letters there.
There's a single to the left field between short and third. That's 2 outs. Hopefully Justin can get the next batter or get out of this jam here without any more than one run getting across.
Stone at second, Popkin at first. Now coming to the plate is Harry Azadian, the DH. Yeah, you were saying, Jim, there's 2 outs here. We need to get the force here and shut this inning down.
Well, that pitch is way up again. It's a thing I've noticed about Justin all year. You know, he's had a couple complete games. It seems like every game he has an inning that he gets roughed up, but unlike a lot of other pitchers, he doesn't seem to let him phase him. He comes right back out. Hopefully after this inning we'll have the same result here.
Yeah, and as you look around, it's a good crowd here. It's Thursday night holiday weekend, so and we're playing in the championship game, so a lot of atmosphere, and I'm sure nerves are affecting everyone. Good stop by Arthur Santos behind the plate. 2-1 is the count to Harry Azadian, the DH.
That pitch was up again. Arthur Santos trots out to the mound to chat with Justin about it. Maybe try and calm him down a little bit. Yeah, real quick conversation. Just give him a breather. And the 3-1 count. Runners on first and second. We'd love to get the out here and not load the bases. And there's a high pop. Boy, they seem to like the same spot, but it looks like the second baseman's under that one. He calls it, and
Nick Conti
makes the catch. Great play by Nick.
That's a good point you raised there, Jim. I mean, those 3 shots, those 3 hits, all went to basically that same spot there. So that's, as you call it, the Bermuda Triangle. Certainly was no friend of the Darien Blue Wave right now. Hopefully we can reciprocate.
Yeah, I get the feeling that the righties are actually getting jammed, and it's kind of that was kind of a lucky hit there before because they're not getting a good piece of the ball at all. It's just sort of unlucky where it winds up landing. That's always a tough play that one there. It's good to see the second baseman cutting the angle and really playing the angle on that fly ball. So that was good to see. So 1 run in. Now Darien has a chance to respond here in the top of the second inning.
Leading off for Darien will be Arthur Santos, the catcher.
Boy, Arthur was clutch yesterday, wasn't he?
He was, and unfortunately, I was stuck in traffic trying to get home from Boston yesterday, but thankfully the family kept me in the game by texting me. I shouldn't say I was looking at text while I was driving, but
yeah, Arthur had 2 out RBI singles that accounted for Darien's only 2 runs. So he was really clutch at the plate, but in addition to that, there was one amazing play where there was a runner on first. Oh no, the batter hit a ground ball to second base. Justin Vandegraff was playing there at the time. Justin didn't get a good grip on the ball, and so he overthrew first, and the runner took off for second. But Arthur, who had hustled all the way down from home plate, backed up the play at first base, retrieved the overthrow, and threw to Henry Williams, who was covering second base, to get the out.
Nice play there.
Yeah.
So Arthur Santos steps up to the plate. Lefty hitter, first pitch, foul ball over the third base dugout.
Yeah, Arthur, one of those unusual players who throws righty and bats lefty.
Yeah. Strike 2. Kraus still on the mound. Had an easy first inning. Only had 3 batters, so should be well rested.
Yeah, he's been throwing nothing but fastballs so far, mostly for strikes, although that pitch was high for ball 1.
1-2 count to Arthur Santos.
Well, just as I said, he was throwing nothing but fastballs. He tried out the curve there, but didn't even reach home plate with it, so I suspect he'll be going back to the fastball soon, but that evens the count for Arthur to 2-2.
I would predict it will be the fastball as well.
Oh, Arthur fouls it off there, but Coach Scott makes the barehanded catch and flips it back to the pitcher. And of course, Coach Scott used to be in the major leagues in the Detroit Tigers system, so he knows how to catch a flare there.
Yeah, UConn grad as well. You played for UConn. Ball 3. Followed with 3 balls. 2 strikes, and then has come back with 3 balls. So we have a full count on Arthur Santos.
Great to get that leadoff runner on here.
Our number 4, the number 4 batter for Darien Blue Wave.
So he fouled that one off. That might have been a ball. That might have been up, but I guess with 2 strikes, you got to protect.
He's protecting, yeah, no doubt. Still 3-2. Arthur Santos trying to make his way to first base.
And there's a shot, but it's right at the shortstop. 2-hopper makes the throw to first. First baseman scoops it and gets the out. So there's 1 away. And now coming to the plate is third baseman Mac McLean.
You know, if anything, he ran the pitch count up on Russell Krause, the pitcher there. So obviously, you know, if we can run the pitches up, he had an easy first inning. So maybe their strategy is to try to keep the bat on the ball and maybe get a couple fouls to run the count.
Yeah, definitely good at bat. Just didn't end up the way he would have liked. Mac tries to bunt there for a hit, but hits him in the batter's box, so that's simply a foul ball. Not a bad idea there. The grass here is pretty high at Cubeta Stadium. A little easier for a bunt. Infielders have to come in pretty hard. Ball doesn't roll to them the way it does on the turf at Darien.
The third baseman was on the grass now. Still, nope, pulled the bunt back, so now 1-1 is the count. That was an inside pitch there for ball 1.
Mac, one of the few non-seniors on the Darien starting lineup, a junior. And he ropes one into center field. Right fielder comes in, though, and makes the catch. It was another tough location. Everybody had to run pretty hard to get there, but that ball hung up pretty high and enough time for the right fielder to get in there.
Yeah, there certainly was a crowd around the ball. You had right fielder, center, second, and shortstop all hovering, and right fielder came in to make the grab.
Yeah, that's what you like to see. Everybody going for it as long as they're communicating. Here comes Max now. 2 outs.
Max Gasfoda, left fielder, is up. Hits it through between short and third, the 5.5 hole, gets on base with a single. 2-out single by Max Gasfoda.
Well, now Darien's got his first hit. Let's see if we can get a little 2-out rally going here as Harry Rahill steps to the plate.
First baseman Harry Rahill.
Harry's playing first base tonight. Good to see him back in. He's been back after ankle sprain a couple of weeks ago on West Hill.
Harry swings at the first pitch and skies it, fouled on the right field line. Incredible hustle there by the first baseman, but he can't quite get there. You know, in so many other fields when the ball's hit like that, everybody just sort of watches it go out of play. But here, anything, even in the neighborhood of the field, everybody has a chance to make a play at it. There's so much foul territory.
Yeah, that was Chad Knight who tried to make a sliding catch to grab it to no avail.
So now the count on Harry is 0-1. Harry's got power. He can put one out. He's done it before this year. And there's another big hack, but doesn't get a hold of that one, so now the count's 0-2.
You know, that was his fastball that you were talking to before. I mean, that was one where he really had some heat on that pitch. So.
And there's call strike 3. I think Harry thought that was going to be outside, but the umpire called it a strike. So that ends the top of the second for Darien. No runs, but 1 hit, 1 man left on. And after the end of 1.5 innings, it's Staples 1 and Darien nothing.
You know, that's that always that questionable. You have 2 strikes on you, and you think it's going to be a ball, and it's, you know, whether you take a hack at it or not and try to protect the plate. But certainly, it's
nothing worse than that feeling of looking at strike 3.
No doubt. So Justin Vandegraff is back on the mound now as we go to the bottom of the 2nd.
Well, we knew Staples was going to hit the ball. They've been hitting it all year. Hopefully we can do the same.
Yeah, that's, you know, one of the things that the Darien team needs to do is really try to find that hole and get the ball through the hole like Max Gasoda did there. That was a good spot. And seems like a lot of the hits we've been doing are these pop flies, either they're getting their hands under it, turning the hands, but a couple line drives tonight would be a positive change for the team.
Yeah. Well, you know how it is. A lot of times the second time through the orders when the hits really start to come.
No doubt.
They've seen the pitcher.
So, you know, you were talking about nice evening and stuff. I'm taking a look out of the box here at the crowd. I mean, it just keeps coming in. It's holiday weekend. Everybody's out. You would think it's Friday night almost. But
yeah, it's really filling up.
So well attended tonight.
No wind either. I mean, it's dead still, so there's no advantage either way.
Yeah, the flags are still. Up for Staples is Adam Petro, left fielder.
That was a nice curveball from Justin there. I thought the umpire was starting to raise his right hand, but I guess he decided it was low and called ball 1 there. And there's a ground ball to second. Nick fields it cleanly, throws to Harry at first for the out. And that was 1 away.
You know, 2 pitches for an out. That's a good way to start the inning. So
yeah. Yeah, we could use a quick inning here after the first.
Right fielder, Zach Zobel.
Number 1, Zach Zobel is up. He's the right fielder for Staples.
And there's a change up, but that's up. Ball 1.
He's a sophomore for the Staples team also. So interesting, you know, to see some sophomores. And when we saw the Trumbull game the other day, they had a freshman that was in there. So.
Wow. Here's a shot to right field. Finn Batson ranging over. He's not going to get there. That ball lands fair. Finn picks it up. The runner's advancing to second. He throws it in, but that'll be a stand-up double. That ball was maybe 2 feet inside the line and maybe 5 or 10 feet from the outfield fence. So a 1-out double for Staples.
Third baseman Andrew Moy is the next batter for Staples. 1 out.
And he hits it hard to Harry at first. Harry fields it, flips it to Justin, who gets to the bag just in time to get that second out. Boy, that was a tough play. You know, look, I think Harry was planning to take it himself, but when he fielded it, he lost his footing, and Justin made it over there just in time to receive the nice toss from Harry.
Certainly a close play there. So 2 outs, top of the order now. Chris Durbel is the batter.
Of course, on that last play, the runner advanced to third, so can't let any balls get by Arthur. Deep backstop here. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Durbel's last at bat, he struck out swinging.
He fouls that one off, so he's behind in the count 0-2.
You know, you made a comment before, Jim, about Staples swinging. That's no lie to that. These guys are stepping up, and that bat's moving. It's off their shoulder, and they're making contact.
Yep. The key here is going to be for Justin to try and keep him off balance. Change speeds. And there's a swing and a miss. Once again, Justin battles out of a little bit of a jam. Runner at third, but gets the key strikeout. And after 2 innings, it's Staples 1, Darien nothing.
Jim and Marty, let me ask you. Obviously, Vandegraff has got himself into some situations, but he's been able to get out of them. So important early on in a game of this magnitude. Only gave up the 1 run in the bottom of the first, and we've got ourselves a good one.
Yeah, I was saying earlier on, you know, Justin's pitched at least 2, maybe 3 complete games this year, and you know that's a testament both to his ability but also to his poise. You know, he's had a couple rough innings. We've had a couple games where I think he gave up 3 runs and we were down 3-0. and he finished the game, and we managed to come back and win the game 4-3. I think we've had a couple of those where, you know, the key is a pitcher not being rattled, you know, being like a machine out there.
You've had a few games that have been nail biters. Marty and I were talking at the outset of the broadcast before you hopped on. You get no hit against Ben Farrow of Trumbull. Henry Williams throws a one-hitter. You win the game.
Yeah.
As Farrow gives up the one unearned run.
I think for a stretch there, I think we've had maybe 8 one-run games, and if I had to remember correctly, I think we were maybe 6-2 in those games. Really, you know, and that's so key if you're going to try and finish up higher in the standings. You got to win those one-run games, and so far Darien's done a good job of that. So hopefully we can keep it 1 run here and bounce back right away. So now Justin Vandegraff steps to the plate, a chance to help himself, as they say. There's an outside fastball. Called strike 1.
Kraus still on the mound there for Staples. Looking pretty good, pretty strong, no doubt. And strike 1. Bounces that one in for ball 1, excuse me.
Yeah, that brings us to 1-1 in the count. Let's see if Justin would love to get the leadoff batter on here. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2.
1-2 count, Justin Vandegraff at the plate.
Well, that pitch was up, so evens the count at 2-2.
There was that Little League strike, throw that high fastball, hoping the batter goes fishing for it.
Yeah. There's strike 3 swinging. All right, so there's 1 away, and the right fielder, Finn Batson, coming to the plate.
The right fielder, Finn Batson.
Finn had 2 hits last night, single to right field and a single up the middle, infield single up the middle. Scored Darien's first run, and that pitch there is a called strike. And there's a shot into left field. That ball hits the fence. Finn's going to round first and get to second easily. And Finn Batson in with a stand-up double.
That was a shot. He hit that right off the left field fence over the left fielder, and a couple more feet, Jim, you would have been chasing that ball out there.
You're right about that. Yeah, that was a good shot. You could tell right away the left fielder turned around and ran for it. He actually got a good read on it, but being left field, there's no way Finn gets more than a double out of that. So runner in scoring position, back to the top of the order, and Justin Jordan with 1 out.
You know, Damien, the other day we were talking about with Justin on, when we play on turf at Darien, it's certainly easy for Justin to drop a bunt. It wouldn't surprise me if he drops a bunt here with the grass that you were talking about, Jim, and his speed out of the side of the box there.
Yeah, even though it's not necessarily a sacrifice situation with 1 out already, if Justin were to drop one down, he'd be doing it for a hit. And you know, I've noticed during the year, Coach Scott doesn't usually call the bunt on the first pitch. He'll wait till the second pitch of the at-bat, make the infielders think it's even less likely.
Got under that one.
Yeah, swinging away.
Well, it's the old saying, speed kills, and you can't coach size, and Jordan has plenty of speed.
He sure does. As a matter of fact, last night he hit one to the shortstop, sort of a softly hit ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop waited for it and threw to first, and Justin was safe by 2 feet. The shortstop didn't realize how fast he was. It was an infield single on a ball hit directly to short.
Well, I said to Marty on one of our previous broadcasts, I don't know if I've ever seen a player, and I'm the son of a former high school baseball coach, try to drag bunt as much as Justin Jordan.
Oh, he's
and
so good at it.
Utilizes those wheels of his.
And he shows the bunt at the very last second so that the third baseman and the pitcher really don't get enough of a jump on it.
You know, it's a perfect opportunity. Third baseman's playing deep right now. He's holding his spot for Finn at second base. So, you know, you drop a bunt basically between the pitcher and third base. Justin will leg it out.
Yeah.
Hope the third baseman breaks for it and leaves third naked.
But we now Justin's ahead in the count 3-1, so he may be sitting dead red on a fastball too, because Justin also, among his many skills, he's got a lot of power that he'll be bringing to Fairfield University next year, where he'll be playing for them. So let's see what he can do with this 3-1 pitch here. Definitely a hitter's count. And that's in the dirt. Gets the walk.
So Jordan is aboard, and the Blue Wave with a little rally here in
The shortstop, Henry
the third inning.
So Finn Batson on second, Justin Jordan on at first. Two guys with speed,
Only
Henry
one out.
Williams, and one out. Henry Williams comes to the plate.
Yeah, both Finn and Justin are pretty fast. Here's a called strike. It's actually nice to see the Darien hitters being patient at the plate here.
Yeah,
you could use working up the count a bit.
Yeah, as we were talking about it earlier, trying to work the pitcher here. He has had some easy innings. That's coming to us, right over the press box.
Thought we were going to break a window there. So with that foul, Henry's now behind in the count 0-2. Henry, a junior, but already committed to play baseball for Duke University as a pitcher. Henry pitched a 1-0 shutout in the quarterfinals of the FCIAC. There's a swing and a miss on a nice curveball. Henry out in front of that one. So now there's 2 away, but the slugger for Darien, Sean O'Malley, coming to the plate.
Big spot here for Sean. Certainly trying to get at least a lead runner in, get these guys in with a hit.
Yeah, Sean had a clutch hit last night. His single to right field drove in Finn from third for Darien's first run. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see him put one in the gap here.
Outfield's playing deep, but there is that left center gap, and right center has a nice gap there if he puts one there.
And Justin, from first base, he could score easily if it was a double. Yeah, the first pitch, and not surprisingly, they're giving him off-speed pitches, is a curveball, and Sean fouls it back for strike 1.
Well, good to see some, the Darien team wearing their blue jerseys tonight. We're the visiting team, so it's good to see some blue on royal blue on the bases there.
Yeah, love the colors. There's a shot into center, left field. It's going back. The left fielder just makes the catch right at the fence. Boy, it looked like that might make it out. A little bit of wind would have helped us a lot.
Yeah,
unfortunately, it's the third out of the inning.
That was a shot by Sean, reminiscent of his Harbor Yard shot at against in the FCIAC championship in 2016. So certainly there was a very similar to that event. So unfortunately, Darien leaves strands 2 on the bases. The good news is we've got men on the base, so hopefully that will start the rally in the next inning.
Yeah, that was quite a shot there. That could have been 3 runs in one swing. But the left fielder played it perfectly. They were naturally already playing Sean deep, so didn't have to go back too far to make that catch. But two really well struck balls, both Finn's and Sean's, to the fence.
Within 10 feet of each other, they were really close. So maybe, as you said earlier, second time around, the batters are getting an eye on the ball. They know what he's throwing. So good contact there, and the fact that we're waiting. We're not being overly anxious to jump on something.
Yeah, all good points.
Damian Andrew, Marty Ross, Jim Batson joining you. Thanks so much for joining us live here on the DAF Media Network. The championship game of the FCIAC baseball tournament. 2 of the heavyweights in the conference facing each other tonight, Darien and Staples. Of course, Staples, the defending Class LL state champs. Darien won this very game 2 years ago at the ballpark at Harbor Yard, beating Trumbull in a very exciting game. And I want to give a shout out to our entire DAF Media production crew once again. Our Ethan Haas, Chris Eggs Benedict, and Graydon Overbeck doing a terrific job. I'm trying to do a little coaching tonight too, leaving the mic and trying to bring you the angles of this game. A great setup here at Cubeta Stadium, the new home of the FCIAC Baseball Championship.
Yeah, this, Damien, kudos to you and Bruce Ferguson and the rest of the DAF guys for really taking on this media. It's great for the kids here that are taking part in it. You know, certainly partial to it with what my son Brennan has done with you guys,
Yep.
and it's really setting the pace for the future for the program. So it's exciting to see.
Well, I thank you for saying that. We've certainly got some nice comments from not only the Darien community, but the other community as well, as Henry Williams
makes the play at first base.
Drew Rogers.
That was Chad Knight that just lined a grounder to Henry Williams at short to first for the first out.
You know, I notice, I can't see the numbers, but it looks like Staples has somebody warming up in their bullpen.
They do. They just sent 2 guys down there, so they got 2, 1 throwing and 2 on the behind them. So maybe Krause is getting tired, or they see that we're hitting them and they're trying to get going.
And there's a nice strike on the curveball from Justin Vandegraff. And it counts 0-1. And another strike, this time the fastball, just the low outside corner.
Second baseman Drew Rogers up. He had that fielder's choice earlier in the game where he hit it up the middle, where Henry Williams was able to knock it down and get the force at second base. 0-2 count to Drew Rogers.
And that pitch is high, ball 1.
You know, you see Staples going to the bullpen, and you try to think how much time will the coaches give their pitchers. You know, it's a do or die game for both teams. How long do you let them run?
There's another ground ball right to Henry Williams for the second out.
Matt Stone.
Starting to look like last night when it seemed like everything was hit to Henry at short. So now they're 2 away in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Catcher Matt Stone up. Had a single his first at bat.
It's actually the bottom of the 3rd inning. There's a shot to deep left field, but Max is right there to make the catch. So nice 1-2-3 inning for Justin Vandegraff there. Maybe the tide is turning and Darien can get that run back.
And you can see the bench. The kids are out. Definitely the mood has swung a little bit. So I think that last inning, getting the 2 hits and a 1-2-3 inning here really has. Hopefully, let's see if our bats can continue.
I don't know what you think, Marty, but it's been my observation that the Darien players are the loudest bench at just about every game we get to. Those guys are fired up.
You know, it's good, and we've increased the roster, so now there's more. They're even louder.
That's
so
right. That's right.
There's 4 or 5 more guys on the dugout.
Yeah, now that the JV and freshman seasons are over, you typically bring up a few more guys just to have the experience of being in the dugout, and you never know if somebody's got a unique skill. Maybe they're really fast. They can step in as a pinch runner or a pinch hitter in the right situation.
So we are at top of 4, 1-0 Staples. Arthur Zantos will be leading off for the Darien Blue Wave.
Yeah, that's it. Yep, exactly. That's it. That's out.
You know, it's great to see Arthur catching at every game this year. You know, last year, Sean O'Malley was the everyday catcher, and Arthur generally played third base, pitched some. And it's not an easy thing to suddenly step in and be the everyday catcher, although he was the backup catcher then and got some action there. This year, with Sean having that early injury and having some arm issues, Arthur's caught every game.
Yeah, that's, I guess the nasty weather we had, the cool temperature actually helped him out.
Yeah.
We didn't have the nasty hot weather that really takes a toll on the ball players.
Had that 1 week though where we had 5 games in a row. He played 4 in a row, and then I think they brought in Devin Kippett to catch the 5th game. But golly, catching 4 days in a row, you really get beat up back there. So that first pitch is a ball. Hard ahead, 1-0 in the count. And there's an inside fastball, but just off the plate. Ball 2. And Arthur hits that one into center field. Looks like it's going to drop, and it does. Leadoff single for Arthur Zantos. He of the hot bat these days.
That's good to see.
Yeah, we're starting to square up on this pitcher.
Yeah.
Hope we can string a few together.
Third baseman Mac McLean.
2 balls, and he lines one to center field. Mac McLean is up, third baseman now. Wouldn't surprise you if Mac drops a bunt here.
Mac's a good bunter, and he's got some speed himself. Be nice to manufacture a run here if that's what it takes. And he does, just as you expected. Bunts it to the pitcher. Only plays to first base. Arthur advances successfully to second, and Mac does his job. A perfect sacrifice bunt.
Left fielder Max Gasvoda.
And now coming to the plate is, with a runner at second and 1 out, is the left fielder Max Gasvoda, number 18, team captain.
Arthur Zantos at second base, 1 out. Gasvoda at the plate. Fouls that one off. You know, Jim, I'm shocked that we didn't put a pitch runner in for Zantos there. You know,
yeah, he's not. I mean, he's not slow, but he's not the fastest guy in the team. And as a catcher, I think you have that ability to put him in and take him out again.
Right. You know, and that's pretty much, you know, Coach Scott has done that a couple of times during the season between Arthur and maybe Sean, trying to put some speed. The fact that we're chasing 1 run now at second base, we need to get that run in.
Yeah. There's another foul ball back toward us, the right side of the infield. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fouls it back.
You know, that was a good swing by Max Gasvoda. Kraus really reached back on that. That was one of his strongest fastballs I think he's thrown so far tonight. So,
yeah, when you see the batter foul it straight back, that means he had his timing right, just a shade under it. So it looks like Max is on him. I wouldn't be surprised if he laced one here. Of course, if you're the pitcher and you see that, then maybe your next pitch is an off speed. Or when you're ahead 1-2, maybe you throw something a little bit out of the zone.
Right, right.
Looks like pitcher and the catcher aren't quite on the same page. Pitcher calls his catcher out to chat with him about it.
1-2 count to Max Gasvoda. Arthur Zantos at second base, 1 out. Second inning here where Darien had runners on the bases, so trying to capitalize.
It's a close pitch, but looked low to me, and they called it a ball, so that evens the count at 2-2. And another ball.
Full count.
I've just been told that the FCF championship game in varsity girls lacrosse going on tonight, and it's a good one. Darien Wilton tied at 7 at the end of the first half.
Wow. That is a tight one. And there's ball 4. Max Gasvoda walks. So Darien now has runners on first and second. The catcher can't find the ball, but it's right there behind home plate, and so Arthur, as much as he wanted to run, he would, if he had taken off, he would have been out at third.
Coach for Staples coming out to the mound to talk to the pitcher here. As Jim, as you mentioned, they have a couple of guys in the left field bullpen warming up, so stalling for some more time possibly.
Yeah, we might have a quick hook here too.
Jack McFarland, the longtime head coach of the Staples Wreckers, as we mentioned earlier, won the Class XXL state title a year ago. They seemingly are always near the top of the FCIAC standings year in and year out, and that's a testament to Jack. Terrific coach, terrific guy. Been there for a long time. Also has been an assistant coach to the Wreckers football team for many years, and we do have a new pitcher for Staples.
So Popkin, who is playing short, goes from short to the mound and in from the dugout. I think it's number 4.
Number 4, Max.
Number 15.
And it's really amazing to me, you know, seeing some of these Staples kids at the varsity level here in high school. Popkin, another one of those kids that went to the Little League World Series and played for Westport.
So Staples has juggled the infield. move the third baseman, I believe, over to short, and out of the dugout comes a new third baseman for him. Trying to get his number, can't see it yet.
You know, when you talk about Little League Baseball in southwestern Connecticut, it's really amazing what the Fairfield American program has done through the years. I mean, it's a dream for a team. You know, years ago, Trumbull and Drury went to the Little League World Series, and Fairfield's done it, what, 4 times, I believe, 3 or 4 times over the last 10, 11 years.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a drought for Darien to get to the Little League World Series. The last time they were there was 1965.
65, yeah, that's right. But a great program in Darien, great Little League program, and you see it play out here at the varsity level. A lot of terrific players, a lot of talented players, a lot of players who are headed to play Division I college baseball.
Oh, for sure. You know, for a while there, I don't know where they rank right now, but Darien actually had the largest Little League program in the country. It had like 18 teams. And when you had more than 10 teams, you had to split up into 2 divisions. So I think part of the problem we always felt like was a little diluted when it was time to put the All-Star district team together.
McGuan Field, correct?
McGuan, indeed.
Yeah, it's great complex there in Darien.
It's an awesome facility.
Yep.
So let's see what we have going on here. We have Max Gasvoda on at first, Xantos at second, Harry Rahill up. We have 1 out. Third baseman for Staples from the dugout came in was Christopher Veneruso. He's now at third. Popkin on the mound.
And the first pitch to Rahill is a fastball, ball. Must have been a little bit up.
Rahill hitting .264 on the season.
And there's a strike just on the low outside corner there. Looked a little low, but the pitcher gets the benefit of the call there, and so that evens the count to Harry to 1-1.
Interesting how Staples took their shortstop in right from the field to, they have guys warming up.
There's a shot by Harry Rahill down the right field line. Right fielder's over to field it, but the runner on second will score easily. And here comes he's safe. So Arthur scores.
Xantos scores from second. Gasvoda's now at third.
Harry in at first.
Harry at first. That's that same spot again. We're seeing there must be a magnet out there. These balls are dropping in right field. 2 feet in from the line. Good hit for Rahill. Gets an RBI. And we're all locked up now at 1-1.
Yeah, Harry hit that ball so hard that the runner at first base, Max Gasvoda, could only get to third. I think if it was not quite as hard, Max might have come all the way around and scored from first. But, yeah, great situation for Darien here at first and third. Now the question is, do they send Harry to try and steal second and draw the throw and bring Max home from third? That classic play.
Now again here, Harry got knocked out of the West Hill game with an ankle injury.
Yep.
I have to question why are we not putting a pitch runner in to try to get that runner to third, take that double play out of the
equation. There's a nice bunt up the first base line. That's going to bring the runner in. Perfectly executed play there.
Justin Vandegraff.
By Justin Vandegraff. That is a classic sacrifice. First and third, you want to make sure you bunt the ball up the first base line, because if you bunt it up third, then the fielder might just tag the runner. Putting it up the first base line, and the only play the pitcher had was at first. Max Gasvoda scores from third, and Harry Rahill advances to second. So now there's 2 away for Finn Batson, who his last time up drilled the left field wall. It'd be great if he could do that again and pad the lead. And he looks at the first pitch, just on the outside corner, strike 1.
So 2 outs, 0-1 count to Finn. Harry Rahill on second base. Darien 2, Staples 1.
And there's a fastball in, ball 1.
Almost caught part of his jersey there. That would have been.
You know what they say? We got ice.
Yeah.
Stay in there. Take one for the team.
It's always easier for those of us outside of the batter's box to say that.
Right.
Good cut by Finn there. He was on that one. Got under it a little bit.
Fouled it back. Yep. And Finn hits one into left center field. The ball, it's going to drop. And Harry, rounding third, is coming home.
Nobody's
at second. Finn advances to second base and stays there, hugs the bag. Heads up play.
Shortstop, second baseman, out to center field. Center field, the ball dropped into center field. Nobody was covering second base. It was completely empty there.
Yeah, and so Harry scored from second easily because the ball hung up there for so long. But yeah, so either the second baseman or the shortstop or the pitcher even should have been covering second base there. Good heads-up base running by Finn. I mean, we don't know if it was his call or Coach Michelli's there, but
I got to think that was Finn. I think he made the turn and he saw it was open. Reminiscent of Johnny Damon for the Yankees a couple of years ago. He took third base. I recall in a game there was nobody there. It was just completely naked. The base is naked. So heads-up play by Finn Batson, moving over to second base. Top of the order, Justin Jordan up, 2 outs.
And Justin, a perfect drag bunt down to the third base side. No play. Bunt single. Well, we talked about it all the first few innings, what a great bunter Justin is. And with 2 outs, drops one down. Nobody thinking he's going to bunt there. No play at third on Finn. No play at first on Justin.
New guy at third base.
Yeah.
Drops it down the third base line. Third baseman played the ball, completely left the bag open.
Right.
Left it open for Finn to take third. So now we have the speed at first with Justin Jordan at first. Finn, speed at third. Coming to the plate, Henry Williams.
I got to think they send Justin on the first pitch here and see what they do. I mean, because, Finn does have some speed. He's a pretty aggressive base runner. Yeah, Justin creeping more and more on his lead there. He takes off like we thought he might. The throw, no throw. Oh, he doesn't take off. He faked
it. He
deked it, yeah.
He took a couple of steps, made the turn like he was going. You kind of do that to see if they're going to throw a pitch out or, to try to see what the catcher's going to do.
Well, the pitch was a ball anyway. Let's see what they do here. And now here comes a pickoff throw.
Chad Knight at first. I just threw it over. Popkin to Knight. Knight made the fake that he was throwing it back to first base, trying to see if Justin was going to step off, but Coach Michelli there quickly told him to stay on the bag.
Yep. This time Justin takes off, and they do throw down, but the second baseman cuts it off in the infield, so Finn smartly holds it third, but Justin has the stolen bag, and now Darien has runners on second and third with the ever-dangerous batter Henry Williams at the plate with a 1-1 count. Boy, single here, would easily score 2. There's a foul and out of play. That brings the count to 1-2.
Staples still have someone working out there in the left field bullpen. Popkin on the mound. 1-2 to count to Henry Williams, second and third. 2 outs for Darien.
There's a curveball. That was close, but Henry wisely held up, and it counts 2-2. As we were saying earlier, with 2 strikes, it's really hard to let anything remotely close go, but Henry certainly made the right call here. Another curveball. Nubs that one foul.
Side spin on that. That came off spinning around the first base line.
Yeah. Saw that. Cue shot. And the count stays 2-2 to Henry. Another curveball. Punch him out on that one. Yep. Boy, I hate those delayed calls,
I've noticed the umpire here. He's really sitting on his calls, and that was questionable. But
yeah. But Darien gets 3. A big inning for Darien, and now going into the bottom of the 4th, it's Darien 3, Staples 1.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the DAF Media Network. We are back here live on the DAF Media Network, about to start the home half of the fourth inning. Damian Andrew, Jim Batson, and Marty Ross.
There's a swinging strike.
And at the plate is Max Popkin, who was a shortstopper at the start of the game, and he's now pitching for Staples.
And he takes that pitch up for a ball.
Foul ball for strike two. 1-2 the count, Max Popkin.
So we were just talking in between innings there how Justin, has a chance to settle down here now that he's got the 3-1 lead, and he's there's a beautiful curveball. That's strike three. The batter turned around before the umpire even made the call. Now he's got a lead. He can, relax a little bit. This is just classic Justin Vandergraff. Maybe have a shaky inning or two and then battle back and get in a groove and, keep going.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit more relaxed now. And
Harry
Azadian up, designated
hitter. There's a flare on the first base side, but foul, and lands foul. Looked like Harry didn't quite get the right read on that early on. It was another one of those flare spinner type pitches, or kind of a curveball hit, if you will. But anyhow, it lands foul and strike one.
His last at bat, it was the one Nick Conti grabbed over here in foul territory. So once again, they're putting him in that what you called earlier, Jim, the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, because the triangle being the second baseman, the first baseman, and the right fielder. And once again, he hits a high pop. It looks like the second baseman's going to make that play. Nick Conti does. I think Nick thought that ball was going to be hit further back than it was. He had to race in a little bit there, but it hung up so long.
There was some height to that.
Yeah, plenty of time to adjust and make the out. So 2 up, 2 down.
Left fielder Adam Petro is up.
And there's a nice curveball, just inside, I guess. Ball one. Justin all over the zone with that curveball. Great pitch. And that fastball's up, 2-0. Well, we know Staples is going to keep hitting the ball. They've got some power.
They sure do, and that's it's great to see a team that comes up swinging.
Yeah.
Rather than looking for a walk or put the bat on the ball. The ball always finds a hole.
But Justin behind on this batter, 3-0. And that one's up, ball 4. So a 2-out walk. And that'll bring up Zach Zobel.
Last time at the bat, I had made the comment that he's a sophomore, and he ripped that stand-up double. So that's the reason why he's in the lineup for these guys. So
no doubt.
Double his last at bat. Good-looking batter.
And he hits one high in the air, but looks like Finn's got a read on it in right field. He does, and makes the catch.
There you go.
So one walk, 1 left on, no hits. And at the end of 4 innings, it's Darien 3, Staples 1. By and large, Darien has been a very good defensive team. They've had good pitching, good defense, and just enough hitting.
One of the things, we're fortunate to have a turf field, and then I think we become we rely too much on the turf field as an infielder, as playing the bounce. Then we go to a grass field. So I know that the team's been working out, trying on a grass field in town, trying to keep the infielders, getting them prepped for this type of a game. So it's good to see and get a good understanding of what's going to happen with the different fielding opportunities.
Yeah, and you have to be. You're not going to get quite the same true bounce on a grass field as you do on a turf field for sure. Although I will say, as grass fields go, this may be one of the best ones we play on. It's pretty well. There really aren't any bare spots. A little bit around first base, but nothing too bad.
No, they certainly did a nice job, really putting Cubeta back into shape. Now that it's going to be the official home of the FCIAC playoff championship game, so it's no longer Harbor Yard. Cubeta is going to be the home, and
it's a great stadium. I really like it. There's plenty of seating, that's for sure.
Staples comes in with a new pitcher, number 14, Alex Burns. He's a senior.
Seems to throw hard enough. In his warm-up pitches anyways, throws some good fastballs. Looks like he has a fastball and a curve.
We pretty familiar with Alex as a pitcher. Son Brendan on the team here played with him 2 years ago on one of the AAU travel teams. And pretty decent pitcher, as I recall.
Well, that's the other thing about the playoffs. Nobody's throwing their number 1 or number 2 starters in this game because the games are so close together. For Darien, I know that Henry Williams, who pitched the first game, and Justin Jordan, who pitched last night, they're both unavailable.
Right.
So we have our number 3 starter in Justin Vandegraff. I imagine Staples has burned a few of their pitchers as well.
Prior to the start of the game, there was much discussion who Staples was going to throw. So there was a lot of talk that Burns was going to get the nod, and then Krause got it. So same thing. They burned their number 1 and 2 guys earlier to get to the final game. So.
And here we are at the top of the 5th. They're already on their 3rd pitcher. And the number 3 hitter for Darien, Sean O'Malley, comes to the plate. Sean drove one all the way to the wall his last time up, but with runners on 1st and 2nd, but the left fielder was there to make the catch. Let's see if he can maybe find a gap with this at bat.
So here we go. Top 5. Sean O'Malley at the plate. Darien 3. Staples 1.
First pitch is a ball. Sean going to play baseball for Salve Regina next year. There's a fastball. Sean turns on that.
Through the third baseman, all the way down the left field line. Sean makes a wide turn at first, comes back.
Yeah, he hit that one hard. And I know, you were mentioning last inning, Marty, that's a third baseman didn't start the game, had to come in when they switched pitchers. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure Greg Nettles makes that play. That was a bullet.
Kind of going back to what we said before, Coach Scott now has Nick Briganti coming in to run for Sean. We've seen a lot of that this year with Nick running for Sean. So
yeah, he's usually the first guy off the bench for pinch running purposes.
Arthur Zantos is now up.
Another question: Do you bunt here with no outs, or Arthur having such a hot bat? Do you have him swing away? Personally, I'd have him swing away, but
yeah.
I'm not the guy in the third base box.
Arthur.
Third base coach's box.
So Arthur's got the momentum going. He's been putting the bat, as you said. He had a good night last night. And Burns throws tonight at first.
And here's another question. Do you send Nick Briganti? As he certainly has speed.
Third baseman for Staples playing well in on the grass, thinking that he's going to bunt.
You're right about that. And he swings away and same past the third baseman. So that was a decision that, and Nicky's going to try and advance from third, and he's safe. The ball gets away from the third baseman. Wow, talk about a classic, decision going the wrong way. As you pointed out, Marty, the third baseman played in, and Arthur hit that ball so hard, he hit it by him.
Same down the line. The third baseman was in on the grass, probably about 2-3 feet away from the line, and Arthur actually hit it down the line, kind of bounced through, and just took off all the way down to the left field. So gutsy running by Nick Briganti at first base, was off to second. I think they had a hit and run on there.
Yeah.
And so Nick was there, and he rolled the dice going to third. Thankfully, the third baseman didn't catch the ball, and so Nick Briganti at third, Arthur Zantos at first.
Nobody out.
At the plate, Mac McLean. Now, he dropped a beautiful bunt earlier, so let's see if we have a repeat performance.
And Staples has their infield in. They're not going to concede this run. And so Mac fakes the bunt and pulls it back for ball 1. Yeah, I think Nick would have been out at third if that throw had been on the money and the third baseman had been able to make the catch.
Yep.
But you go for it, you're aggressive, and you force the issue, and it works out. Now the middle infielders are playing back, but the corner infielders are playing in. And that pitch is way up for ball 2.
Nick Briganti at third, Arthur Zantos at first, no outs, 2-0 count to Mac McLean.
He squares to by. That was a suicide squeeze.
They had Coach Scott's throwing the dice here. He's rolling it. They had a suicide squeeze on. Briganti was all the way down the line. So
yeah, if that bunt had been fair, we would have scored a run. But unfortunately, the bunt would foul there. Really making that third baseman work.
2-1 is the count to Mac McLean.
There's another foul. That evens the count at 2-2. I'm a little surprised they don't send Arthur, because the last time we had first and third, granted it was Justin Jordan at first, but they didn't pretend to make the throw to get the out. They had the second baseman run in to cut off the throw, so they'd probably concede the base again here, I would think.
I would think you're right, Jim. I think I would send them now. It's 2-2 count.
There's a swing and a miss, so that's the first out of the inning as Max strikes out. But there's still only one out, a runner at third. Ball in play, likely bring him in.
Max Gasvoda.
Gasvoda is up now.
So he singled his first time up and then walked.
He walked the second time. He had that full count walk.
Oh, yeah.
Part of that big rally for the Darien Blue Wave.
Boy, it'd be nice to get one more run here after getting a guy to third base with no outs.
Gasvoda squares to bunt. We're playing Darien Blue Waves playing small ball here. So
he pulls it back for ball one, and Nick was far down the line, but so was the third baseman. So, and now the catcher's going to come out and talk to the pitcher and the infielders. I think they need to figure out what exactly they want to do in this first and third situation, especially now that Darien's either bunted or tried to bunt a couple times.
Strategically speaking, I think we need to get Xantos needs to get to second base. We can't keep. We got to get him down either.
So now the pitching coach for, excuse me, Marty, the pitching coach from Staples comes out too, so this will become an official visit as opposed to just the catcher calling time.
Right. So we have one out. Darien's up 3-1.
Runners on the corners.
Top of 5, runners on the corners.
Arthur Xantos got a pretty good beard going there at first base.
Yeah. I don't know if it's as much as his beard. I know they put the eye black on, and they following that lacrosse trait where they kind of make it come all the way down their face. So combination of both probably.
Yeah.
Or he darkened his beard with the eye black.
Just for men.
Something I wouldn't know. I can't do.
And there's a bunt. He pops it up, and the first baseman makes the catch. Wow, that was a great play. Unfortunate. So Max pops up the bunt, and the first baseman came all the way in, but 3/4 of the way down the line, just managed to catch it.
Yeah, Chad Knight came in, made a sliding catch. That ball hung up.
Just enough.
Tough to bunt and pop it up like that.
So now there are 2 outs. Runners still at the corners, but Harry Rahill is up. Harry had a big hit in the 3-run inning we had in the 4th. Let's see if he can get another one here. That pitch is up, ball 1.
Get everything.
Baseball is all about taking advantage of your opportunities. We have one here. Let's hope we can capitalize on it. But there's a low strike. I thought that pitch was a ball, but the umpire called it a strike, and so the count's 1-1.
Once again, a late call by the ump.
Yeah. And there's a shot up the middle. So that scores the run. So notwithstanding the unsuccessful bunt attempts, Harry Rahill comes through in the clutch once again, drills a single up the middle that scores Nick Briganti from third base and gives Darien a 4-1 lead. And that brings up the pitcher, Justin Vandegraff, who had a fantastic bunt single his last time up.
Right, we went back to the old-fashioned way, putting the bat on the ball as a hit.
Yeah.
Trying to move the runner in.
He fouls that one back. He squared it up, though, but just got under it. And that pitch is up.
Throw back to first.
Goes down, and they got him. Caught Harry leaning off the bag. Heads up play by the Staples catcher.
Catcher threw down to first base. Harry was leaning the wrong way. Got him there at the bag. Kind of close, but still got him out. So that was a third out. But we did get the run in. So Darien's up 4-1 after at the top of 5.
Harry got that clutch hit, so I'm sure he'll be forgiven for that. And a smart move by the catcher, because it's a lot of times the trailing runner is less attentive than the lead runner, because he really isn't thinking about stealing, isn't necessarily thinking about taking a big lead. He's got to do whatever the runner in front of him does. Heads up play there by the catcher. But once again, clutch 2-out single from Harry to get Darien one more run.
Not surprising, Chad Knight made those 2 key plays there. That play there and the bunt pop-up. So Knight got 2 out of the 3 outs there for that inning for the Staples team.
Yeah, he's a ball player, that's for sure. But Darien now has a 4-1 lead going into the bottom of the 5th inning. And Justin Vandegraff taking the mound once again.
It is the bottom of the 5th, and the score is 4-1. Little technical difficulties with the scoreboard.
So Justin's still on the mound, throwing pretty well. Bottom of 5. Last inning we had a decent quick inning.
Yeah.
Walked
we could use
one
one of those.
Yep.
So right now Darien's got 4 runs on 9 hits, and Staples has 1 run on 3 hits. And really the 1 RBI that they got was, I mean, it's hard to say it, but it was really a lucky hit, that little flare into the triangle there between second, first, and right field. Looks like Justin's just about done with his warm-up tosses here.
Yeah, Santos was a little, he was on the base, so to get his equipment back on.
For sure.
So it's, give him a couple of throws, I guess. And
well, the stadium's really filled up now. Everybody's home from work and the lights are on.
It's a nice evening, and it's good crowd on both sides of the stadium here.
Yeah, it's nice to see this kind of a turnout. But for the FCIAC championship game, there should be a good turnout.
So Max Popkin is up for Staples. Pinch runner in for Staples at first is Quigley, number 10.
There's a bullpen down there? It's behind the fence. It's dark. It's summertime? I don't know why.
So now we're ready to resume. And there's a bunt. Fielded cleanly by Mack. Throws to first and gets the out. So now there's 2 away. On that sacrifice, the runner advances to second base. But Darien would gladly trade the out there for the runner advancing.
So Staples pulling out the Darien strategy, dropping a bunt there to move the runner.
Harry Azadian.
Harry Azadian is up for Staples.
2 outs, but they do have a runner in scoring position.
Last 2 at bats flew out to second base.
And he swings and hits it right to Harry for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, Staples gets 3 back, and now we're tied at 4-4 after 5 full innings of play.
Certainly no give up on the Staples team. They came back and battled there. Some strong hits to the outfield wall have now allowed them to tie it up. Darien still has 9 hits, 7 to Staples.
Well, yeah, Staples has had been great all year long. I think their final record was 13-3, so we know they can swing the bat. But Darien has hung in there and come back in a lot of games, and here we are tied after 5 innings. If you told the Darien players that would be the score coming into the 6th, I'm sure they'd take it and they'd like their chances.
Burns is still on the mound for Staples. Leading off for Darien will be the pitcher, Justin Vandegraff.
Yeah, Justin was at bat when Harry was thrown out at first that last inning. So he'll bat again to lead up this inning.
So we go top of 6th. Darien still has Jackson Vaughn out in the right field bullpen warming up. Justin,
yeah, I have to think they'll bring him in all likelihood.
I'd agree. I don't have a pitch count on him, but he's definitely thrown a fair amount of pitches, so it should be. Staples is still running pitches out to the left field line. So
number 17, Justin Vandegraff.
So here we go, top 6. Justin Vandegraff up. Can help himself here. Pitcher of record.
Had that gorgeous bunt single earlier in the game. That pitch is up, ball 1. Fastball high. And there's a strike. 1-1. And there's a well-hit ball, but right at the first baseman, who fields it cleanly and steps to the bag for the first out. Justin hit it hard, but right at him.
For Darien, Finn Batson.
That brings up Finn Batson. Finn's 2 for 2 so far tonight. He hit a double to the wall in left field and a single, sort of a flare to center. That's. I'm sure he'd love to go 3 for 3 here.
Yeah, we can use that right now. Get some runners on the base.
One thing you don't want to have happen when the other team scores 3 runs is to go down 1-2-3. That first pitch is a called strike, 0-1.
You know, this is the time where our guys should be trying to run the pitch count on this pitcher, where they step out, call time, really try to break up his routine.
And that pitch is up.
High.
1-1.
Just try to take him out of his routine here to try to help the effort and at the same time be a patient batter.
Yep. Finn gets a hold of that one, but he hits it right at the shortstop, who fields it cleanly and throws to first for the out. So that is the second out of the inning. That brings us to the top of the order with 2 outs. Number 8, the center fielder for Darien, Justin Jordan.
Top of the order for Darien, number 8, Justin Jordan.
I notice Harry and Jackson running in from the bullpen with 2 outs. Sure they're getting ready in case the Justin makes the 3rd out here.
Yeah, I would suspect that Jackson will go in and pitch, as you said earlier.
Interestingly, they're bringing in their corner infielders thinking that Justin might bunt for a hit. He doesn't square, but he does take that pitch, which was a called strike, so the count is now 0-1. They brought in their outfielders, too. I don't think they appreciate the power that Justin has.
You know, he gaps it. That right center gap is pretty big. He can put something out there. It's a stand-up double.
Yeah, people see that he's not, that big of a guy and assume that he doesn't have that much power. But, that might apply in Little League. But when you have a swing like Justin Jordan's, he could easily put one over the heads of any of the outfielders here. And that pitch is up, ball 2. Counts 2-1.
We're going to have a 2-out rally here. Justin can get something going.
And he chops one up the first base line. They let that roll foul. A wise decision by the pitcher there to let it go foul because Justin would have been safe.
Yeah, he was past the ball and the pitcher by the time.
For sure.
They collected it.
Would have been one of those swinging bunts, as they say.
Yeah.
But anyhow, they'll do it again. The count remains 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. The score tied at 4. You can sort of feel the tension in the air here now that the score's been tied up.
Yeah, it's the
every pitch matters.
It's definitely changed.
And that pitch is up, so that's makes the count full. 3-2 count on Justin Jordan here. 2 outs in the top of the 6th, nobody on. And Justin turns on that fastball and laces it foul.
Puts it over the left field bleachers there on the third base side. Souvenir for the fan. 3-2 count, Justin Jordan, 2 outs. Be nice to get a runner on base here.
Yeah, like you said, a 2-out rally. And another foul ball down the left field line. Well, Justin's working the count. You know, I think every time a ball gets fouled off and the hitter gets deeper into the count, the at-bat shifts in the hitter's favor as he learns to time up the pitcher and sees all of his pitches.
No doubt. You know, you can see the pitcher pacing on the mound there, so he's thinking about what does he need to do, and certainly Justin trying to get a piece of the action here.
That ball's up, and Justin with a great at-bat draws the walk. Speed on the bases. And now coming to the plate is the shortstop, Henry Williams.
Number 11, Henry Williams.
Wouldn't be surprised if he sent Justin here to try and get him in scoring position.
You know, at the very least, even if they were to luck out and get him at second, then you still have the top of the order.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah. There's a pickoff throw there, but Justin back.
But I would agree. I think, you know,
I think they send him.
Move him down to second base, whether you let Henry take a pitch or so, or let's see what goes on here.
And he's our best threat to steal. He's not going. The pitch is way up. Would have been a good pitch to throw on, so it's probably a good thing that he wasn't going on that one. And that's 1-0 now on Henry Williams. Justin going now. Pitch is up, the throw down. Justin in easily. Now there's a stolen base, and the pitch was a ball, so the count's 2-0 on Henry, and Darien has a runner in scoring position.
Runner at second. You know, Henry gets something into the outfield. Put it in that gap.
Yeah, especially with Justin.
We'll score Justin. So key at bat here for Henry Williams.
Yeah, be great to get one of those runs back. Take the lead going into the bottom of the sixth.
He's got 2-0 on the count, so you know he's got to come in with something here down the middle. He needs
hitter's pitch. And that pitch is up. Yep, all three. And they got Sean O'Malley on deck. So a walk would be okay too.
No, walks, they always say, right? Remember we coach
walks as
Little
good
League,
as a hit.
As good as a hit.
Yeah.
Try to always be positive.
Yep. Here a walk's not quite as good as a single, but it would still be good, especially when you've got Sean on deck. So 3-0 count. I wonder if Henry's got the green light here. I would think not, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did either. And he does not swing, and that's a strike, so now the count is 3-1.
Well, here's a question for you, Jim. You know, 3-1 count. Let's send Justin to third. You know, you got a righty batter up. It's going to be hard for the catcher to make a throw down to third.
And that's ball 4. Well, I think there was the countervailing thing is if he throws a ball and then they throw Justin out, that would be a shame. You take the bat out of Sean O'Malley's hands.
Right.
So now here's a big spot, folks. We've got our 3-hitter, Sean O'Malley, coming up with runners on first and second. Sean's a great power hitter.
Staples' coach is coming to the mound. They've been having a number of guys warming up in the left field bullpen.
Yeah, they're talking about it. Doesn't look like he's going to switch pitchers, but they're definitely going to talking about how they want to pitch to Sean. Of course, with runners at first and second, it'd be awful hard to walk him, and then you'd have the bases loaded with Arthur Xanthos, who has been Mr. Clutch during these playoffs, at least, if really all year long, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's had a
no
good
one more
season.
likely to get a key hit. So, tough decision here.
They're definitely going to pitch around him. They don't want to.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the pitches that Burns has been throwing, they've been up high.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Number 9, Sean O'Malley.
Well, we'll see here.
So, Justin Jordan at second, Henry Williams at first, 2 outs, number 3 hitter, Sean O'Malley at the plate.
Score tied here in the top of the 6th. It's a big at bat. And there's a call strike. It counts 0-1.
Burns comes in with a fastball right away. I think Sean was waiting on that to see if it would be continue with the balls that he's been throwing. 0-1 count to Sean O'Malley at the plate. Runners on second and third.
First and second.
Excuse me, second and first.
And that pitch is up. Evens the count at 1-1.
I was getting ahead of myself there.
Yeah. Foreshadowing, we hope.
Yes.
And we hope that runner at second is Sean.
Yeah, exactly. That would be great.
So the catcher comes to chat with the pitcher there. I think they might have had their signals crossed on that last pitch.
1-1's the count to Sean O'Malley.
Sean took a healthy hack at that fastball, but he missed it. And it brings the count to 1-2. Well, Sean got the game-winning hit in the state championship 2 years ago. I'm sure he'd like to get the go-ahead RBI here in the FCIAC championship.
So put the coach hat on. Would you send the runners now?
No, not yet. Not with 3 balls to spare. And Sean fouls that one back. Still 1-2.
Staying alive.
Yep. No, I don't think you want to do anything to take the bat out of Sean O'Malley's hands. I think in this situation, you play it conservative and hope that he throws one, hits one in the gap. And we do have, obviously, we have great speed in Justin, and Henry's got good speed too. So I think they're going to see what Sean can do with it. So now the count remains at 1-2. Ooh, Sean takes another huge hack and barely gets a piece of that one. Staying alive.
Barely got a piece of that. You're right, Jim. And that was a cut.
That was a cut. That was a see you later type of swing if you got a hold of it.
He was trying to send that ball, send that home.
And you can tell how important this at bat is, and that Staples recognizes it, because for the second time in the same at bat, the catcher goes out and chats with the pitcher about what they want to throw. So once again, we'll have the 1-2 pitch here. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried something off speed, because he's been on the fastball. And Sean hits that one, but it's high in the air. A high fly ball, right fielder's under it, and he makes the catch. So no runs scored, 2 left on. At the end of 5.5 innings of play, it is Staples 4 and Darien 4.
We almost had that 2-out rally there. So
yeah.
We had some activity on the bases, which was good.
Let's see who Darien sends out to pitch. It looks like Jackson Vaught is going to come in to pitch for Justin Vandegraff.
No, Vandegraff's coming back out to the mound.
Oh, I thought I saw him. You're right. You're right. With the delay, I just assumed they were going to switch it up. But I guess they're going to have Justin start the inning, see how it goes.
Well, he's got the 7, 8, 9 batter coming up. So
right.
Adam Petro is coming up. He walked him, and he grounded out his first first at bat. He grounded out second to first,
and Justin's not one to get rattled. So I understand this decision. At least let him face one batter. If he does well, let him face another. If he struggles, then you've got Jackson warmed up and ready to go. It'd be great if we could get a quick inning here for Justin, and then come back in the top of the 7th and take the lead. But a lot of guys in Staples.
I think they don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. On the other end of that. So looks like they're ready to get started here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We were just saying, Justin's thrown his last warm-up pitch. Darien players all come in and huddle up before the start of the inning, support their pitcher.
I'm going to hop back on here real quick. Just want to apologize. Had some technical difficulties. We're back live on the air. And so glad you're joining us on the DAF Media Network in what has been a really entertaining championship game. Tied at 4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And here comes the first pitch.
Adam Petro is up.
That was a
Left
fastball
fielder.
outside. Excuse me, Marty. And there's another ball. Brings the count to 2-0.
And just a side note, the Darien varsity girls lacrosse team won the FCIAC championship tonight, beating Wilton 11-10. What a game.
Great game there.
That was.
So Justin's just thrown his third ball here, so the count's 3-0. I'm sure the batter will be taking here. And there's a strike. I think if Justin walks this batter, it's probably the last batter he faces.
I would think it. You know, it's.
Yeah, he steps off the mound.
You know, in a game like this, you go in 5 innings, a lot of pitchers.
Oh, he's been doing great. And here comes the 3-1 pitch. And that's ball 4. Yep. Now Arthur trots out to chat with him. Let's see if they.
You know, the last thing you don't want to have that leadoff batter on base, and
Oh, looks like, yeah, there it goes.
Number 1, Zach Zobel.
So Coach Michelli comes out, calls time. Usually when Coach Michelli comes out, that's not a pitching change. He's just going to talk to Justin and the infielders about how they want to handle this next batter. Coach Scott's shown a lot of confidence in Justin. I think he's earned it. Let's hope he can. Let's hope he can get out of this.
yeah, at the very least, try to keep the ball low, keep it on the ground.
Draw a double play, maybe that'd be great.
You know, let the infielders make the play. Up for Staples is Zach Zobel. It's the right fielder. Had a double earlier on his first at bat.
There's an off-speed pitch, but that's up for ball 1. There's a called strike. 1-1.
1-1. He's got to keep an eye on the man on first. He's got to, at least at the very least, give a look back over there. Let's not forget about him.
And there's a pop-up. Harry's calling for it. And he makes the catch. Good communication there between Harry and Justin. It looked like Justin wanted it, but Harry called him off and came in and made the play. So that's a key out there. The runner doesn't advance. Now there's 1 out.
That had the makings for a scary play there for a while.
Yeah, you don't like to see 2 people acting like they're both going to make the catch because you know only one of them will, if at all. But good communication there. Harry called off Justin and made the play.
It's the third baseman, Rabeck's up.
Justin steps off and looks the runner back to first.
Man on first, 1 out.
And there's a bunt down the first base line. Justin fields it cleanly, throws to first, and they get the out. So now they're 2 away. They sacrifice the runner over to second base. I guess they realize they've got the top of the order coming up. They'd rather take their chances with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position.
Top of the lineup for Staples, Chris Durbel.
And now the Darien infield comes in and talks about what they want to do.
So we got 2 outs here. Durbel is up for Staples.
Huge at bat here. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Huge at bat.
This is a key batter for them. This is more importantly a key batter for Justin here. We need to be on target with our pitches.
There's one right. Oh, I can't believe they didn't call that a strike. When you don't see the catcher's glove move, you think it's a strike, but that's ball 1. And
There you
there's
go.
a strike. Okay, Justin doing a great job here, battling all game.
1-1 to Durbel.
2 outs, runner on second. And that pitch just inside, ball 2. You have to wait to call it here because the umpire is a little slow to make the call. And that one's in the dirt. Gets
in
away
the
from
dirt.
Arthur.
Runner advances to third base.
Yep, no throw. So that makes the count 3-1 with a runner at third. With 2 outs, all Justin has to really focus on is getting the batter out. Arthur stopped that. The pitcher's in the dirt. Arthur slowed it down, but couldn't quite keep it all in front of him.
Get the glove on it, right?
Yeah, it leaked away. And there's a swing and a miss. And now the count's 3-2.
3-2 count. Chris Durbel, that leadoff batter for Staples. Runner at third base, 2 outs.
Oh, there's ball 4. The batter headed over there right away, but the pitch looked awfully close to me. So that brings runners at the corners. Still 2 outs.
Here comes Chad Knight.
And now the batter is Chad Knight.
Now batting Chad Knight.
And here comes Coach Scott. He'll make a change.
This kid's got to be near 100 pitches, right?
So Justin hands the ball off to
Coach Scott.
making an infield switch as well. They're putting Vandegraff to second base, pulling Conti out.
And here comes Jackson in from the bullpen.
Jackson Vaught coming in to pitch, and I have some reservations about that. You take a guy that's been on the mound, throwing a lot of pitches, now you put him into second base, completely different position.
Yeah, that's a good point. At the same time, Justin is a fantastic fielder. I mean, he always plays shortstop when Henry's pitching. So I understand that either way, he's in the game. But a tough spot for Jackson Vaught, huh? Coming in with runners on the corner and Chad Knight up. Unquestionably the best hitter for Staples. But as they say, this is what you dream about, right?
Yeah.
Come in the championship game, got to get one out.
Yeah, you want to go against the best, so.
Yeah. Jackson's got a hard fastball. And also a good change and a curve. And there are 2 outs.
2 outs. I think they got James Lewis out there now throwing for Darien.
Jackson is our regular reliever.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he started the game this year, but he's usually the first guy up in the bullpen when it looks like we might need a reliever. Whereas James Lewis, usually our 4th starter, it would make sense that if they need to make another pitching change, he would be the next one up. Big spot here. Great opportunity for Jackson.
You want to be on target with your pitches right now.
Yep.
No mistakes to Chad Knight.
Yeah, and they don't have a base open, but there is nobody on second. So if they walked him, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would still be bases loaded with 2 outs. Still be 2 outs. Arthur comes out. Chats they decide how they want to approach the batter, and you see Arthur give a few fist bumps on Jackson's chest there to pump him up. Chad steps in the box. The umpire gets behind the plate. Looks like we're just about ready to go. Resume play.
We walked them.
Yep, intentional walk for Chad Knight. Well, we were talking about how there was an opening out there on the bases. And you can understand why they would do that, but at the same time, that puts all the more pressure on Jackson because now he can't walk anybody. He's got to throw strikes because a walk would drive in a run.
It's the second baseman, Drew Rogers. Last at bat, he had a single. He was instrumental in that when they scored those 3 runs. Staple calls timeout, coming back to the coach at third base to discuss their strategy.
Well, isn't this something? 2 outs, bases loaded, tie game. Jackson Vaught coming in cold.
Bottom 6.
It's that key moment you think about, you prepare for your whole career. And Coach Scott has a ton of confidence in Jackson Vaught. And there's a foul ball. The ball was in play, but it went off his foot. So, when you hit the batter in the box, it's just a foul ball. So Jackson firing a strike. It counts 0-1.
Strike one.
There's a fastball just low, ball one.
Good location on that, just a little low.
Yep. Can't walk him though. There's another ball, just low. 2-1.
Bases loaded for Staples. Bottom 6, 2 outs.
And there's a shot into left field. Let's see if Max can get over there. He cannot, but it's a foul ball, so that evens the count at 2-2. It was well foul. He didn't really have a play onto it at all. It's hard to see the ball from here inside the.
Hard to see the runner. Thank goodness they have white pants on. We can see them out there in left field, but
Yeah.
it's definitely dark. 2-2 count to the batter. Through Rogers.
And that ball's flared in the air. Harry Rahal under it, and he makes the catch. And the Darien team is pumped. What a clutch at bat by Jackson Vaught. You can see him fired up. Wow, bases loaded, and they get out of it with no runs scored. So we're going to head to the top of the 7th with the score tied 4-4.
Well, this comes down to this now. So Arthur Santos will be leading off for Darien. Top 7.
What a championship game we have. Tie game heading into the 7th inning.
You know, it's good to see. The crowd continues to get larger here. Everybody was up on their feet on that, so it's pretty vocal and a good night again for baseball and a good game that both teams are playing. So, you know, compliments to both teams out there. They're making a great effort.
It couldn't be any more exciting at this point. That was really a classic baseball moment there. 2 outs, bases loaded. Good for Jackson.
Ethan.
David. You want me to grab Ethan?
No, you know what? Did you tell him?
Yeah, I told him.
So Burns is still on the mound for Staples. Once again, Staples looks like, you know, from the bullpen out there, they probably have 2 guys throwing. The pitching coach heading down the left field line.
Yeah, he's trotting down there.
So for Darien, we have Arthur Santos leading off the middle of our lineup. Most of our guys now have seen this pitcher before, so hopefully went to school on him earlier and we're ready to go.
Stepping to the plate for Darien, number 5, Arthur Santos.
We've got 1 camera going, so. Oh, we did?
So here comes the first pitch to Arthur. And that's a ball. Fastball just off the outside edge.
We're at top of the 7th. Score tied 4-all.
And Arthur hits one hard into left field. The left fielder races in and makes the catch, though. Well, they just had Arthur well played there. Put a nice swing on the ball. The left fielder had to race in, but was able to make the play.
McLean.
Yo, Chris.
That brings up third baseman, the junior Mac McLean.
Hey. Yeah, good.
Interestingly, the third baseman's playing on the grass. I think Mac had a nice bunt
He
earlier
had that
in the
bunt
game.
earlier, so they go into their book seeing what he did at his last at bat.
And that's a ball.
Hey guys, do me a favor, make sure you have our garbage picked up. You got a box right here when you're done.
And Max hits a single into right field there. That's a nice piece of hitting. So 1 out single to Mac McLean, and that'll bring up Max Gasvoda. Nice job of hitting there by Mac. Clean single between first and second.
So Max Gasvoda
Number
is up.
18, Max Gasvoda.
Max got some speed on the bases. He could steal one if they wanted him to go. And that pitch is up, ball 1.
Yeah, Mac definitely can take the second base there. You know, ball 1 on a high one. So if he comes down low on this, it might be an opportune time to steal.
And another pitch up, ball 2. Oh, I'm sure we'd take a base on balls too. But hitters count here, 2-0. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. And that one's a little lower, but oh, they call a strike. I cannot tell you how delayed these calls are.
Unbelievable.
First of all, I thought that was a ball, but putting that aside, he waited so long, I thought he confirmed my suspicion. But apparently it's a strike, so now the count's 2-1. And Pickoff throw to first, but Max back safely.
Yeah, this umpire, plate umpire, really is, he holds his call for his strike call for a little too long, but
and there's another strike, so that evens the count at 2-2. Yeah, and of course, traditionally, it's the he makes the signal on the strike, but there's no signal on the ball. So when there's no signal for a long enough time,
you think it's a ball,
right?
Right.
And so there was a pickoff attempt there, but Mac back cleanly. So a 2-2 count on Max Gasvoda now, with Mac McLean at first and 1 out. And Mac takes off for second, and Max fouls it back. So he'll retreat to first base. It looks like a hit and run play there.
Right.
Which kid from Darien's going to do? Shortstop. 11.
And so we'll do it again. Mac at first. Max Gasvoda ready to take the 2-2 pitch. And Mac takes off again for second. The pitch is up for a ball, but it gets away from the catcher as he went to throw. It popped out of his glove, and so Mac was up, standing up at second. And so now Max Gasvoda at the plate has a full count.
Full count, 3-2.
Mac McLean at second with 1 out. Real opportunity here for Darien with a runner in scoring position, less than 2 outs. And Max hits one to the shortstop, but the shortstop had to dive and cover it up, so it's an infield single for Max Gasvoda.
That was Popkin at short, made a diving catch to stop the ball from advancing into the outfield. McLean advanced to third, Gasvoda safe at first. No play by the shortstop.
Yeah, he did save a run there. I mean, even though they didn't get the out, he did make a great play at short there.
If that went through, McLean would have scored from third.
No question.
Runners on the corner for Darien. Harry Rayhill to the plate.
1 out. So now the catcher's going to call the play out to the infield as to what to do if Max takes off for second. Max also has some speed, so I wouldn't be surprised if they sent Max to second.
Yeah, Harry's last 2 at bats, he had singles, so it's good to see if he can.
Yeah, he's been hot this game. All right. And he chops one to the second baseman, who flips to second for 1 and on to first, double play. So that's unfortunate for Darien that they don't score a run with the runner at third and only 1 out, but now it's their time to hold Staples.
So now we go to bottom of the 7th.
Tie game.
Yeah, 4-4. Well, Jackson came off the mound. He was pumped, and he's the first guy on the field right now.
Yeah,
he wants the ball to
get
going.
He's fired up and ready to go. And look, Harry did his job there in some respects. He put the ball in play. Just unfortunately hit it to the second baseman where he could make an easy turn for the double play. What you want from the batter there is to put the ball in play to try and bring that run home.
Following the conclusion of today's game, we will have a ceremony.
So bottom of the 7th,
Crowning the
tie
FCIAC
game.
champions after the end of the game. Thank you.
Jackson Vaught on the mound.
So Matt Stone will be the batter for Staples. He's their catcher. Be coming up. Jackson Vaught is on the mound. We're getting ready to go. Here we go. Bottom 7. Score tied 4-all.
Leading off the inning for the Wreckers, number 24, Matt Stone.
And here comes the first pitch. And that's a fastball for a strike. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 2.
0-2 count to Matt Stone, Staples catcher.
Batter asks for time. Jackson steps off the mound, and now we're ready to go with the 0-2 pitch. And he hooks
Fouls that one off.
Yep.
Another one.
Yep.
Same location. Third base side, fouls it off. Stone calls timeout. Time. Back into the box. That was for a ball. 1-2 is the count on Stone.
God, this
I got to
umpire
tell
is
you,
brutal.
for those that, if we have a camera on that, that umpire was leaning in. That was a close. I mean,
But they call it ball 1, so the count's 1 and 2. There's a swing and a miss, strikeout. So 1 away here in the top of the bottom of the 7th inning. Darien hoping to retire the batters so that we can go into extra innings.
shortstop number 4, Popkin, up now. Made a pretty diving play early to stop the McLean from scoring.
Another fastball from Jackson, must have been just off the plate, ball 1. And there's a swing at a curveball that was low, but he fouled it off, so that makes the count 1-1. Better helped out Jackson there because that would have been ball 2. That was a great pitch. Got him chasing, thinking fastball, got curve.
You know, the guys start to get a little anxious now. You know, everybody wants to be that hero.
Hero, yeah. There's a fastball low, ball 2, 2-1. And there's a little number foul that must have gone off his foot there.
Even the count at 2-2.
Yeah, that's smart. You could see the batter taking a few extra seconds there. Hit it off his shin or his foot there. And here comes the 2-2 pitch from Jackson. And there's a hard hit ball, single into left field. Fielded cleanly by Max and into just a hard hit single between short and third. So now Staples has a runner on first with 1 out.
Number 9, Harry Azadian.
Staples has coming to the plate Azadian, Harry Azadian.
You got me. I told him I got to stay. They break him?
And the coach for Staples asks for time. He's going to come out and chat with the umpire. So it looks like they're going to bring in a pinch runner. And they are.
Pinch run.
So the winning run at first base with 1 out here, a tie ball game in the 7th inning. Bottom of the 7th.
Pinch running for Staples, number 5, Renato Liamas.
So Staples puts a pitch runner in for Popkin. Renato Lemus. At the plate, Harry Azadian. 1 out, man on first.
And as you noted earlier, Marty, Jackson's got to keep an eye on the runner at first. You don't want to get him over to second without a fight. There's a swing and a miss, strike 1. And another swing and a miss on changeup that time. Nice pitch by Jackson.
0-2.
Jackson being very aggressive here, working fast, challenging the hitters. Did a great job getting out of that jam last inning. And let's see if he can get out of this one. He fouls it back. And the count stays at 0-2. probably try and get him to chase something here. I hate that expression, waste a pitch. You never want to waste a pitch, but it's okay to throw one that's out of the zone in the hopes that
let him go for it. Right?
Yeah, that the batter will chase it. And that's what happens. He throws one up there, a little up and outside. Batter lays off it, though, so that brings the count to 1-2.
So to set the tone here, man on first for Staples, 1 out.
There's a ball just outside, 2-2.
A little low.
Crowd wanted that call, at least the Darien crowd did, but
crowd's getting vocal now.
Yeah, they are.
It's getting heated.
Well, it's a tense moment now. This is baseball at its best here. Runner takes off for second, swing and fouls it back. Hit and run there.
Now that I think of it, hit and run, he's never thrown over to first base to check the run. Even just a lob over, just to let the runner know we're aware that you're there.
Yeah.
Clearly, they're putting this kid in to run. He's definitely probably one of the faster kids on the team. So.
Yeah, Jackson focused on just getting the batter here, but you're right. It'd be nice to get a throw over just to keep him honest, and he does now.
Step off.
Yep.
Easy thing, just step off and let him hesitate him at first, bring him back to the bag.
Yep. Takes off. No, he just fakes the take up, and here's a high fly ball to left field. It's deep. Max is back, makes the catch. Wow, right at the wall. I mean, if there was a warning track here, it was on the warning track.
That was a great catch by Max Gasfode. It took him right. His back was against the wall there. Long fly ball.
Yeah, for a second it looked like that might be out. Great play, but you know what it is? It's an out. And now there's 2 outs, and runner at first base for Staples. And Arthur Xanthos, the catcher, chats out and talks to Jackson about what they want to throw here. Maybe that last pitch wasn't where they thought it was going to be, but either way, they want to make sure they're on the same page for this batter.
You know, Adam Petro was up his last 2 at bats. He walked first at bat, grounded out second to third. So, you know, outfield here is pretty deep. There's no, you can't see what it says out in left field, how far it is, but it's definitely a deep outfield.
And there's a pop up there. It looks like Justin Vandergraff comes in, makes the catch, and we're going extra innings. Wow, you know, championship game, wouldn't have it any other way. Extra inning baseball. Wow, Jackson Vaught, got to tip your hat. What a great job he's doing.
Great effort.
This really, you know, high pressure moment, and he hasn't flinched.
No, great effort there by Jackson Vaught.
Yeah. I mean, he gave up a sharp single and he gave up a deep shot to left, but no damage done.
So as we go to top of the 8th, Darien will be sending up Justin Vandegraff, and then Finn Batson, and then Justin Jordan. So we go 8-9-1.
And if those guys get on, then you have a chance of going 2-3, getting the power part of the lineup up. I'm sure they'll be doing everything they can to scratch away on base. Walk, hit by pitch, infield single, whatever it takes.
How badly do you need us coming? I'm sorry?
Burns is still on the mound for Staples.
Yeah, he's done a good job coming in relief. He's worked a lot of innings. So top of the 8th inning here, 4-4 game in the FCIAC championship.
Leading off for Darien in the top of the 8th, number 17, Justin Vandegraff.
As you probably heard, there's Justin Vandegraff stepping to the plate. The first pitch is to ball outside.
You know, I'm sitting here waiting to see the umpire. You know, before I say anything, I don't know if he's going to have that delayed reaction.
The dead silence after each pitch is because we just don't know what he's going to call. Well, that one's outside. We didn't have to wait on that one. No. So that's a 2-0 count now. Well, as I said at the start, get on base any way you can. I'd actually have him take a pitch here, 2-0.
I would agree.
He does, but that's a strike. So now the count is 2-1.
Extra innings at the FCIAC championship game. Darien Staples.
4-4 tie in the 8th. Justin goes to bunt there, but misses it, and so that's strike 2.
Evens to count 2-2. Squared up to bunt. I don't know if that was a deke or he was really trying to bunt on that.
I was wondering when he squared, but he definitely went for the pitch there. He didn't try to pull it back. So the count's 2-2. He guarantee you won't be bunting on this pitch.
We're going to go down with this.
And that's a curveball in the dirt. Justin checked his swing, but he did not go. The umpire points down to the first base umpire and
appealed to first base umpire who said it was a check swing.
Yep, no swing. And I thought that was the right call. We don't have the benefit of instant replay here. So now Justin's got a full count here. Walker hit, as they say, is what Darien's hoping for. And he fouls it out. Great at bat going here. Big pressure at bat.
You know, again, work the count on this pitcher. He's been in there for, I forget when they brought him in, but he's definitely been throwing a couple of innings now.
4 innings, yeah.
Easily 4 innings.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And Justin hits it to the shortstop, who throws to first.
What a play.
Gets the out. Oh, awesome play by the shortstop there.
Popkin went behind the bag at second base, spun around, and threw to first base to get Justin Vandegraff. That ball was just a couple of inches away of getting past him for a single.
Yeah, I thought we had a single up the middle there. That was a tremendous play by the shortstop. So with 1 away, the batter now is their right fielder, Finn Batson.
Well, he drove one to the fence earlier. We just, get something in the gap, get our rally started.
Yeah, he's got a double, a single, and a ground out to short. And he's first pitch swinging, drives one. Looks like it's going to be in the gap, and it does. It's over the left fielder's head. Finn turns and goes to second. Let's see if they send him to third. Now they're going to hold him up there. And so Finn hits a leadoff. Finn hits a double with 1 out here. His second double of the game, his 3rd hit.
I mean, he positioned that was positioned perfectly right there. Left center gap, over the left fielder's head.
Rolled to the wall.
I got to tell you, I thought that he was going to make the turn at second.
I was worried because he would have been out at third.
That ball came in. They got it in pretty quick.
Yeah. And here comes Justin Jordan now with Darien with a runner at second base in the form of Finn Batson. Well, I'd love to see one get away from the catcher here so Finn could get to third, and then all he needs is sacrifice. First pitch is a strike. So it counts 0-1.
Well, third baseman playing even with the bag as his first. Little touch step on the grass at first by Chad Knight, thinking he may bunt.
And ball's up, ball 1. That's right. I mean, we've seen what a fantastic bunter Justin is, and he's already done it once this game, so they know.
I mean, perfect setting again. You drop a bunt down third base. I don't think the third baseman's going to do what he did earlier, where he left the bag and we were able to take third.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a tough decision. Justin being a good hitter too. Single probably drives Finn in from second base. And that pitch is up. Ball 2. It counts 2-1.
Yeah, Finn's getting a good jump at second base.
Yep, the shortstop creeping in behind him. And that ball is... Oh my God. There should be a time limit on when he makes the call.
I mean, that ball was almost on the way back to the pitcher before he lifted his arm.
Anyway, it's a call strike, so now the count on Justin Jordan is 2-2.
Literally, the catcher was throwing the ball back to the pitcher.
Yeah, there has to be a point at which if he doesn't call a strike, it's just not a strike. And Justin steps out to call time.
Darien crowd getting vocal again. Finn Batson on at second base. 1 out, 2-2 is the count to Justin Jordan.
And it gets away from the catcher. Finn Batson over to third base, just as we were hoping. And he's safe.
Head first slide into third.
I don't think Finn's going to let go of that bag.
Yeah,
So now we've got a runner in third base with only 1 out. If Justin can hit the ball out of the infield, Finn's likely to tag and score. A real chance for Darien to take the lead here. So that pitch was really high. The catcher
kind of jumped for it.
Yeah, he had the ball in his glove, but it slipped out and rolled behind him just enough for Finn to get to third. So the count is full on Justin Jordan. Finn Batson at third base. And it's a ball up high, ball 4. Walking first and third now. Well, we saw this before.
Same setting.
Yeah, and we'll see if they send Justin to second base. If they keep the infield in, I mean, they're just conceding the base.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing it.
Henry Williams.
Staples has the infield in. Everybody's on. Well, they're calling timeout now. Coach coming out. Staples coach coming out.
They're going to chat about it.
So Henry Williams is at the plate. Staples is making a pitching change. Burns was in there for a long time. Probably pitched about 4 innings. Don't have the stats on him. Coming in to pitch now is number 19, Alex Chima.
12th grader, listed as 6'1", 175 pounds, throws right, bats right.
Staples, number 19, Alex Chima.
So this is their 4th pitcher of the night. It looks like it's a sidearm. Boy, if he throws a pitch and it gets away from the catcher, that'll be an interesting play at the plate. Yeah, this guy definitely is a
sidearmer.
Yeah, maybe even a little bit of a submariner. That's a totally different look for the
These
the
guys
batters.
haven't seen that. No, it's very rare that you come across somebody like this.
Right, who throws sidearm and does it well.
So we're in the top of the 8th inning. Scores 4-4. Darien has Finn Batson on at third, Justin Jordan at first, 1 out, and at the plate, Henry Williams. So, Jim, this is perfect. You know, it's teed up perfectly right now for Darien. Whether it's a fly ball, these guys can tag.
You know, I would
single obviously could advance Justin all the way to third base, depending on if Staples is playing in, they're basically conceding second base to him.
All right, let's see if they do play in, because if they are, I would have Henry take the first pitch and send Justin so that he steals second, and we have a second and third situation.
Now, the other thing with this sidearm, submarine sidearm that's on the mound now, could be tough for the catcher. It's you know, as hard as it is for a batter, it's also going to be tough for the catcher as well.
Well, you can be sure that Finn's going to be taking an aggressive lead and thinking about that. And of course, you don't want to take the bat out of Henry's hands, especially with Sean on deck. So, a lot to think about in an instant here. And so the infield is about half depth. They're not all the way in, or at least not yet. It looks like maybe they're coming in.
But Chad Knight's holding Jordan on at first. Third base is on the grass. Second base is on the grass. Shortstop's
You have to
to
think
the grass.
Justin's going to take off here,
There
and
he
he
goes.
does. Henry holds. There's no throw, and so now the pitch was called a ball, I think. We'll find out in a second. But regardless, now Darien has runners on second and third with only 1 out. And that was a ball, so the count's 1-0 on Henry. Runners at second and third. And there's a call strike. 1-1. Big spot here for Henry Williams. Tie game, top of the 8th. Runners on second and third. 1 out. 1-1 count. And Henry chops one. Third baseman fields it. Finn's coming home, but he's. Oh, they called him out at home. You know, if it were a forced play, I would have said he was out. It looked to me like they didn't get the tag down in time.
No, I thought his leg got in, but he was blocking the plate down the line as well.
Yeah.
So no contest by Coach Scott there, or even Michelli to Coach Michelli to try to at least contest it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, he was down the line blocking the plate.
So it was a chopper, but not hit very far. Almost like practically a bunt. The third baseman was running in, fielded it, and his momentum made it a quick throw to the catcher. And now Staples issues an intentional walk to Sean O'Malley, so that will load the bases with 2 outs. So Darien is unable to capitalize with the 1 out and a runner on third, but now the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and Arthur Xanthos at the plate. Arthur, as we've said a few times already, has been Mr. Clutch here basically all season, but particularly in these playoffs. Had 2 2-out RBIs yesterday. Sure great to see one more here. And Arthur lines one into left field, and that's going to score 1 run. They're going to hold the runner at third. And there's another clutch RBI from Arthur Xantos, a 2-out RBI. Boy, he's got a new nickname in my book, Mr. Clutch.
You know, Henry was rounding third. He put the brakes on. That was, you know, that could have been questionable having him come in. He had the momentum coming, but certainly
tough call.
Tough call. Xantos with the single gets the lead ribby there. Mac McLean is up now. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Henry Williams at third, O'Malley at second, Xantos at first.
And there's a called strike. 0-1. And Mac hits one in the air to get to the gap in right center. That ball's going to land safely. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in.
O'Malley.
Here comes the plate. The throw is into second. A 2-out, 2-run RBI single from Mac McLean. And now Darien takes a 7-4 lead. What a great piece of hitting there. Dropped the barrel of the bat and lined it into the gap in right center. No chance for either of the outfielders, and no play on the runner at second base either. So now Sean O'Malley scored, Henry Williams scored. Darien has runners at the corners with 2 outs and a 7-4 lead.
18, Max Gazvoda.
That, you know, they always say the seeing eye. You know, that ball dropped in that gap. I mean, look how wide that
perfectly
gap
placed.
is. The outfield gap. It was perfectly positioned. Now will McLean.
And there's a shot straight to the second baseman. So Max Gazvoda hits it into the second baseman who tags second. But not before Darien scores 3 runs here in the top of the 8th inning in the FCIAC championship. Jackson Vaught heading right up to the mound. Just like you said last inning, Marty, he's the first guy out there.
He's ready to go.
Somebody get a glove on because he's ready to throw. So we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't get too over pumped here, but boy, Jackson has come in ready to just fire fastballs. What a super exciting game we have going here.
So we go bottom 8. Bottom 8, and Darien has the lead 7-4. Coming up for Staples, we have their 8 and 9 batter.
Damian Andrew, I'm going to jump back on here just for a second. I've been putting out fires. We lost our center field camera. We now have it back. And so I am not going to interrupt this call that you guys have going on tonight in what has been a phenomenal FCIAC championship game. A game of runs, a game of momentum. And you don't often...
Yeah, it really has been a momentum swing, and you know there have been a couple situations where you thought they would manufacture a run with a sacrifice here, and only 1 out and a guy on third. That doesn't work, and then we've been coming up with both sides with the 2-out hits. Very exciting.
Yeah, real exciting game for both teams. You know, that's what's great. Both teams are really leaving it on the field.
And I don't want to make you guys nervous, but we have more than 150 viewers right now, so
I can understand why.
A lot of people have gotten on this live stream watching this game, and for good reason. It is a terrific game between 2 terrific teams, 2 terrific programs.
Damien, that's why you pay us the big dollars. You know,
we're going to renegotiate contracts right after this game.
Look for our agents to call you.
So the Darien players are huddling around the mound, giving Jackson the support he needs as they get ready to start the bottom of the 8th inning here. Darien now has a 7-4 lead. Jackson Vaught is coming in now. He pitched to 1 batter in the 6th inning, came in with the 1st and 3rd, but then they walked Chad Knight on purpose, so they had the bases loaded, and he got the out there. Last inning he gave up a hit, but was otherwise perfect. A hit and a walk, but pitched really well. And now here we are in the bottom of the 8th inning here.
Zach Zobel is up. He's the right fielder.
And the first pitch is a fastball just low, ball 1. I think the important thing here, Marty, is for Jackson is to
be calm.
Keep that energy inside, not overthrow. There's another fastball, just low, ball 2. I'm sure he does not want the first guy to get on with a walk. And there's a strike.
You know, I was
2-1.
I was hoping that arm was coming up.
I know. For those of you that are just tuning in, the umpire here is a very late call, so if we pause after each pitch, it's only because we're waiting to be sure. There's a foul ball.
Into the Staples dugout, so
a couple of guys had to dart out of the way there.
So evens the count up 2-2. Zach Zobel, right fielder.
Now Jackson's dominant pitch is the fastball, but interesting to see if he throws the changeup here. And it's a fastball low, ball 3. So the count is full on the leadoff batter here for Staples in the bottom of the 8th inning. Darien holding a 7-4 lead. And there's a shot in the air. Justin Jordan running over, makes an amazing catch. That ball just hung up a little bit. He hits it high in the air to left center field, and it's a deep center field here at left center. Justin Jordan ranged far, far to his right, dove at the last second, made the catch for the first out.
That was impressive. That was a diving catch, as you said, Jim. I mean, he laid out for that and grabbed it. That was easily would have been a double for Zobel.
If not more. I mean, that center field fence, the left center field fence is way deep. I mean, it's got to be at least 400 feet. But Justin, with a great speed, got over there, had a perfect read on the ball. Nothing like getting that first out. Way to pick up your pitcher there. So now, the second batter of the inning.
This is Rapkis. I think he's the third baseman. He's up. Strike.
Yep, first pitch strike there from Jackson. Fastball right there. Jackson working quickly. Here comes the next pitch. There's another strike.
You know, he's pitching out, you know, from the Justin Jordan book. Get the ball and let's throw it back. Don't give the batter a chance to get settled.
That's the one you don't want to hit.
Oh, that ball's just outside. The crowd cheered, expecting the call, but they didn't get it. I think it was probably the right call, just off the plate.
Yeah, the crowd is up and standing and yelling for the
Darien crowd is pumped. And a swing and a miss, strike 3.
Xantos held on to it, so great catching job by Arthur Xantos.
Yeah, that ball was very low. You know, I might have even brushed the dirt in front of home plate there, but regardless, like you said, Arthur, great job holding on to it.
Dribble.
2 outs now, bottom of the 8th inning. Staples down to their last batter, down by 3.
It's a leadoff batter,
as
Gerbil.
Darien can taste it here. And the first pitch is a strike. Jackson Vaughn wasting no time, firing strikes, challenging the hitters. And there's a shot. It's skied. It looks like Henry Williams is going to call for it. He makes the catch, and Darien wins the FCIAC championship. An incredible game, and the Darien players mobbed the pitcher. A 7-4 victory for the Darien Blue Wave.
You know, this was a great game, you know, for the boys, great game to call. But what's exciting about this is these guys never gave up. They just kept grinding and grinding and grinding.
Especially when Staples came back and tied it up, you sort of felt like the momentum was swinging. I sort of had an here they come feel to it. And then they had the bases loaded, but Jackson Vaught came in, shut them down, and Darien hung in there, got to extra innings, and capitalized.
Big win for the Blue Wave tonight on a night when the girls lacrosse won also. But, you know, special night here, 11 seniors on the team, which, you know, what a great way to end your career at Darien. You know, you've all been playing since Little League. You come into high school, you play together as high school, and now you're going to be the FCIAC champs.
No kidding. Couldn't have said it better myself, Marty. What an accomplishment. You know, you get that year up on the banner, and it's there forever. They come back for their reunion in 20 years, and it'll say 2018 on that FCIAC banner because that's the year that this team won it.
And you and I get to remember that we called the game.
That's right. It's all about us, Marty.
I'm popping back on here, guys. What a championship game in the FCIAC baseball tournament. You guys did a great job on the call. Darien, of course, pulls it out and come from behind fashion, 7-4. As you can look at the excitement on the field right now.
Darien crowd in the stands, everybody standing, clapping, really enjoying it.
Everybody's got their phones out to videotape the celebration.
Number of the JV kids that are in the stands jumping out, freshman players coming out to cheer the guys on.
Yeah, you see Sean O'Malley calling people out, calling his dad out, calling some of the parents out. You know, shortly they'll have the award ceremony. But really a terrific, well-earned victory for Darien. Some clutch hitting all around.
You know, a championship is hard to come by, and you know the Darien Blue Wave started off real strong earlier in the year. Then we kind of hit a low there. We had that week of 5 games.
Yeah, that was tough.
That took its toll on us. You know, Danbury, Ridgefield, Staples.
Yeah, that's worth noting. Marty, Staples beat Darien pretty handily earlier in the year. So this is a big game, and the fact that, you know, the Staples team is the team that, you know, won the states last year against Amity. So really, this is a very impressive win for the Blue Wave.
for every kid that's on the team here has contributed throughout the years to get them to where they are today. So
and let's think about some of the play that we saw early in the game. I mean, Justin Vandegraff pitching such a great job those first few innings. Had to battle up some tough innings, but hung in there, kept Darien in the game the whole time. And finally, when he had to be replaced, they came in with Jackson Vaught, and he faced up to some really tough situations coming in. The bases loaded after that intentional walk and getting the out. It's great pitching, clutch hitting all around. You got guys that aren't necessarily hitting all the time, and then you have Arthur Xanthos with that clutch 2-out RBI single to take the lead. That was really something. What a great game.
Great hitting. Everybody stepped up. At one point or another, everybody contributed. So it's great job by all these guys.
And now the happy times as the players line up for pictures, high-fiving everybody. A much-deserved celebration. And you see the Staples players who played terrifically, and I'm sure
they played a great game.
They really did.
They fought back. We had them 4-1.
Yeah.
And they came back in that inning, scored 3, tied it up, and suddenly the Darien guys were saying, what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
And then to their boys' credit, they came back and chipped away. So.
Very exciting stuff, and but a great competition. And right after the FCIAC, starting this weekend, we have the state tournament, and of course Darien and Staples will both be, favored to do well in that tournament as well. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if they saw each other again.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Same with that Trumbull team we saw the other day. They're a good squad, and you pass them through maybe in the FCIACs, but we come back and see them again.
We're gonna go out and eat somewhere.
So exciting game. Final score here was 7-4. 14 hits for Darien.
Yes,
I mean,
wow.
One of the things I think Jim, you and I were touching on earlier was the fact that our bats were sporadic throughout the season.
That's right.
And clearly this is probably one of the few games where they had the bats that really came together.
The line: 7 runs, 14 hits, 1 error for Darien, 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Staples. Now they're giving out the awards. The Eastern Division champion Ridgefield Tigers are being honored. Not here, but they did win the Eastern Division. And Western Division champion Staples Records. So although they didn't prevail in today's game, they do get the award for winning the Western Division in the FCIAC. And now Staples gets another award, the runner-up.
The runner-up for tonight's game.
Right.
It's we have 2 kids on the team that experienced state wins this year. So Sean and Connor Fay for football. My son Brendan Ross was on the swim team. They won the state champion also for swimming. So once again, repeat champions. But the girls lacrosse won tonight, the FCIAC. So the Darien tradition continues with these wins, which is great.
Darien Sports Academy.
Yeah, exactly.
So now they hand out the individual medals to all of the players on Darien. And, speaking of pitching for Darien, we were talking earlier about how whatever teams make it to the championship game, their first pitcher, their second pitcher, they're already burned.
Right.
So it really comes down to depth of the bullpen. And we've had that depth. Justin Vandegraff, our third starter, had a lot of complete games, went into the 6th inning here tonight. Jackson Vaught, who's usually a 1-inning reliever, pitched 2 1/3.
And this is a really big win also for Jackson Vaught. The fact that, he came back and really battled it out. It was tough there. You had Chad Knight coming up. They walked Knight. But it was really, a really key game there.
Yeah, terrific performance. And well coached, too. No real decisions there that you shook your head at. And not everything worked, as is always the case. But the coaches put the players in position to win. You always hear the expression, "Coaches don't win the game, but they can lose them."
Yeah,
and
most
that certainly didn't happen tonight.
Yeah.
And here's the award for Coach Scott.
That's a team jumping up around the trophy. Coach Scott holding the trophy there. So it's we talk about it a lot, that 2016, the Darien Blue Wave won the FCIAC against Trumbull at Harbor Yard. two guys on the team. Sean and Justin were on the roster then. Sean had the big hit to come back as seniors with the whole team here of seniors, 11 seniors, and get the win tonight. So exciting win for the Darien Blue Wave.
I'm going to jump back on here. So that makes it the second FCIAC championship in 3 seasons. 4 seasons? 3 seasons for Darien.
Really incredible
run
they've been on.
Yep. Sean O'Malley had the big hit up at Harbor Yard in 2016, and of course they win it tonight here at Cubeta Stadium. You guys did a tremendous job. I want to give a shout out to our entire DAF Media production crew: Chris Eggs-Benedict, Graydon Overbeck, Ethan Haas, bringing you all the visuals. We had some hiccups here, but all in all, pretty smooth stream here for the FCIAC championship game.
Damien, the listeners don't appreciate the fact that this game wasn't going to be broadcast until we reached out to you at about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and that you were able to pull your whole team together and all the equipment and get this set up in a stadium that's not Darien's is very impressive. And I'm sure the 150 or so people that were watching live and the endless replays that'll be played by the players here will be much appreciated.
Sure, no, absolutely. A great game, like I mentioned just moments ago, by 2 great teams, great programs as we take a look at the Blue Wave. But
I'm going to run down there and
absolutely
go celebrate
ahead.
with
Jim,
the kids.
Marty, thanks so much for this.
Damien, it's been fun.
Absolutely.
It really has been.
For Jim Batson, Marty Ross, I am Damian Andrew. Hope you've enjoyed the FCIAC championship game. Darien beats Staples 7-4. Have a great night, everybody.